They banish me, never to be seen, to a place where the air's always filled with screams. So hot that the land only grows weeds. A place filled with demons and ghosts, tumbleweeds. Betrayed by some comrades that too brute. I might get you all back. It's not if, no it's when. Better watch out, cause I'm coming for revenge. I'ma train hard, I'ma go far. I will learn with every new scar. Got a cold heart, yeah, I'm feeling arc. Enemies give me energy from the start. Got an addiction to winning, so I will work till I get it. The sweat is dripping, I'm in it, I'll never stop till I finish. I'm feeling demons possessing, they took a hold of my vessel. The energy of a devil, yeah. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always in control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague. Fly through the air, if you got a death wish, come outside, don't be scared. Yeah, I'm more than prepared, I've been prepping for this day and now it's finally here. Better watch out, cause I'm back now. New and improved, head filled with no doubts. They let the beast out, I let them feast now. I will be at the top, can't keep me down. A new man, a new me. Better watch out, you ain't never seen a beast. I don't always in control, he could be me. Got a chip on his shoulder and he got some sharp teeth. Anyone in my way, and anyone who betrayed, anyone I have to face, I'll wipe them out like the plague.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in. We're going to do an old, it's a long one. So grab your popcorn, grab your Pepsi or your drinks or whatever. With us today, you know, well, I don't think this guy needs any introduction right here. I don't think he needs any introduction. We got Good Citizen Media, and we are live on both channels once again.
Good to see you guys.
All right. And then on top of it, we've got, John Denicola.
What's up, John?
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, guys. Hello, everyone.
Oh man, we've got the comments pouring in. We got Gail, we got Betty, we got Corey. What's up, Corey? We got Just a Guy Having Fun. We got Deborah Lil. She made it in second. Betty made it in first. And we also have a special guest for everybody. It's been a long time since we've had this man on. Let's welcome in. What's up, Vern?
What's going on, man?
Hey, Vern.
Hey, Vern.
How we doing?
Hey.
So
Vern.
what's going on? Hey, John. Look at that head hairline.
Well, we had to get it in there. Vern.
Right?
I'm sorry, brother. We had to get it in there. You haven't been on in a while, and I think
the water's good. The water's good. Vern had like 6 foot of hair before he moved to Aguilar. You guys didn't know,
right?
Yeah, I used to do like shampoo commercials.
Yeah, he looked like Fabio.
It's funny you should bring up the issue about the water. I mean, my understanding was they were supposed to be in compliance and everything was supposed to be up and running by the end of December.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to happen. Do you?
I'm pretty sure no.
So that would mean it's the town again out of compliance.
I've argued this for a little while now. We had an opportunity for a grant to get the water lines replaced, And my argument was we went from 2 months of we were extremely high in the lead reading from the pipes. And then all of a sudden, there's no lead in the water. Nothing was done to it. Nothing was changed. We were under orders from the state to put in a filtration system. And then all of a sudden, the reports start coming up with no lead in the water. So, and then here, I don't even remember where I saw it, but the state is saying that the lab that they were using, they were just copying figures down, not really doing what they were supposed to do. And I don't know if that involves Aguilar or not, but it's where we send our water samples to.
Well, if I remember correctly,
well, it was definitely. Go ahead.
Oh, if I remember correctly, the thing that I saw was that there were people that were testing the water, and two of the people that were testing the water samples were canned because of it.
Originally, there was two people here that everyone thought was not good workers. And all they had to do was give them a raise because they were making shit money. And now they're hiring people in for more money than they paid these two that had been here for years. They knew what was going on with it. Then we got into a series of no one knew what they were doing. And there was no one here to help train them, which then you guys know the list of people we've hired as maintenance. We bet everything we had on, and I won't call the names, but people here should know who was doing our water testing. And these people, they couldn't fill their swimming pool, much less test the water. I didn't call any names.
No, you didn't call any names, and I gotta agree with you. I mean, that kind of leaves an awkward silence, kind of like that last meeting where Erlinda just kept talking, and then when are we okay? Awkward silence. I mean, it's just apparent. Like everybody knows. Why doesn't anybody say anything, Vern?
It gets frustrating for me because I know everyone sees what's going on. That at one point we had people listening, and we had a goal, and we made the goal. Partially. And now I would study on the papers 3 or 4 days before a meeting. So I knew what was going on. So I knew what to say to people to make them understand the shape we're in. And do it in a way that people wouldn't really panic over it because we were trying to get something done, some of us. But now it's people don't come in, they don't support what's going on. And it's really embarrassing sitting there calling them on obvious violations of the state law. And they just like, oh yeah, we're doing that, but let's get on to this.
Vern, let's be clear as to why nobody shows up, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the government's done everything they can to strike fear into these people.
And they're trying to. Go ahead, John.
Well, I think part of that is the fact that you have on the bottom of the agenda, you have the mayor listing a CRS that doesn't apply, and then putting in another thing in there saying that anybody that disrupts the meeting will be arrested. But yet the same person who's talking about having people removed or arrested for disrupting the meeting continuously interrupts the meeting, continuously interrupts the people that are talking during their public comment time. I mean, so what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And that's why I posted that onto the Aguilar Facebook page, because clearly she doesn't understand. She's just as guilty as anybody else that interrupts the meeting, and that she can be taken out. Just because she's the mayor doesn't mean that she can't interrupt the meeting. So I think what she needs to realize, along with the other board members like Gerald, who's sitting there asking questions of, do you live in this town? Really? Anybody that pays taxes in the state of Colorado has the ability to speak at those meetings, whether they live in the town or not. That is the most asinine question I've ever heard in my entire life. That's just bullshit. And the fact that they're willing to allow clowns like him to sit on a board. Not to mention, let's talk about the fact that Gerald was there when all this money started going missing. So how much culpability does he have?
Well, it's a matter of how much culpability. See, this is where I get into my alleged and supposed, because it seems like the people that were involved don't want to say anything, and I want to know why. Is it a blackmail thing, or is it a payoff thing? Because Gerald owns a pretty big trucking company, and I'm pretty sure the extra assets would come into play if he could get a little cash here, a little cash there for keeping his mouth shut. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I guess allegedly, yeah. I mean, if you want to speak in the alleged or supposed, yeah, I would agree with something like that. But again, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make the fact that it doesn't make any of it right.
It needs code enforcement, but guaranteed they won't be enforcing on him. I mean, he's right on Main Street, dude. Shithole. So
and that kind of
no different than the town, right? The town has land. It's not quite on Main Street, but it's on the thoroughfare right through Main. Basically, it looks like shit, dude. Piles of trash, fucking all kinds of just junk.
Well, let's talk about the borders for the town and who lives in the town, because as far as I could tell, I could have sworn that there was a particular person's house that was half into the town and half out of the town. So
I think that depends on the map. I think that depends on the map. There's a couple of different maps, and one map, it shows that actually only their garage portion of the property is technically in the town limits, technically. And I want to know how technical they are with the town limits. Like how technical is it? Like, if a part of your property is in the town limits, you're still a part of the town, or is it your whole property has to be it? Like, how technical are we getting with
if I put my toe
from here?
If I put my toe over the town line, does that mean that I'm part of the town?
Right.
I mean, that's ludicrous.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, how technical are we getting? Because again, John points out that house, but then you go up that little jaunt where it goes straight up, and you've got a bunch of other houses. Like, I think Frank's house is like half in, half out. So is he a half and half, or is he like fully in because half of his property's in the town? Like, I don't understand. Is he only in the town? Is he in the town if his bedroom is on the town side of the line?
And should he be working from his bedroom? I mean, let's why not take it to the extreme? And again,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. It's frustrating to see these board members up there. Then you got a mayor who spends what I think was $1,000 for a hotel room for 3 days because she got stuck in Denver for a seminar that she could have taken online, done the course online for free. Her and Monica.
I took that online course, and there's a total of 12 1-hour sections of it. I went through 6 of them in a couple of days just to see what they were up there and they were being told. And it was after the 6th one, and then I go in there and everyone's covering for the actions. I mean, for them, the whole thing was messed up from the start. And then I find out it was one of these telephone conversations they had to pick Monica and Erlinda to go up there. It was open to everyone, yet they claimed that only 2 people could go to it. Then they leave on the day that the biggest blizzard hit here so far this year, shut down the roads. Then they argue with me that Highway 25 was open. If you had a driver's license with your Aguilar address, they'd let you through. The only one allowed on 25 was the emergency vehicles.
We also have Monica. We also have Monica saying, "Well, we got stuck in Denver." But then when you say, "Oh, so you got stuck in Denver. She's like, well, no, we didn't get stuck in Denver, but we were stuck in Denver. Like,
Right.
Shit lies, dude. Shit lies.
And for her, she was staying at her friend's house, her family's house there anyway. So to me, that's kind of a nothing thing. She done it on her own time, and it didn't cost the town anything.
Well,
my problem with her, Linda, is, you know what? She didn't have to go to.
Go ahead, John. Sure to tell Shelby that that for sure the town didn't pay for nothing. Erlinda paid for it all, right? Like she argued with Shelby about that and made Shelby believe that the town or the taxpayers, will say, better yet, didn't pay for that trip. Okay,
and then the following meeting, in the following meeting, they turned around and asked for the money to pay for the hotel. So how are you telling us that Erlinda paid for it when the taxpayers are paying for it in the next meeting? That's bullshit.
Well, and then we looked up the hotel that she stayed in, and for real, for the bill to be that high, she would have had to either got one room that, like, the top room was like $750 a night. Like the top room was like $750 a night. I think the bottom room that we saw was still like in the high 200s, maybe low 300s a night. So, I mean, either she stayed there for a couple of days, got some room service and whatever, or she got the top room and only stayed there for one night and got some room service and whatever, because still there's no way that it came out to $1,000 for one day.
You know what, let's also not forget, though, right? Let's also not forget that she claimed it was for 3 days, right? They claimed it was
got a discount,
and they got a discount from the training. So
at that rate, she probably got one of the mid-range rooms with the discount. So probably around, like, I don't know, $300-$400 rooms with a discount, stay a couple of nights and some room service. Yeah, that seems about right. About $1,000.
And let's talk about this elephant in the room, right? Let's talk about this one. How about the fact that we were told that they only had one bank account before Erlinda came in? We were told that there was only one bank account that they could find. But yet we've heard about 3 so far. So how did we go from one bank account to 3 to closing 2 of them and only having 1? So,
and how do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. How does that happen?
Well, I mean, I think originally Angela said that they could only find one account. Right. And then they started shutting Angela up, and then Angela wasn't giving out any type of information after that because it just started getting fishy. So last we all heard, there was only one account that they could find. And then through the auditors or whatever, I think we found out that there was 3 different accounts. And then she ended up saying that she closed an account and now they only have one account again. So the math ain't mathing.
Yeah.
And then it's one person who's micromanaging as the mayor and working as the town clerk, which Sarah is the town clerk temporarily and has all the power of that office. What? So, you know, this is backwards because no one's requesting it. I've tried to get them to hire a town clerk.
Well, that, you know, it's funny because that brings up another issue, which is that, you know, when you put in core requests, right, the core requests aren't even being answered. Even if you fill out the form that the town requires you to fill out, they're not answering the requests. So now they're opening up the town to lawsuits because people are filing FOIA requests or core requests, and they're not getting responses. And here's the funny part. The funny part is one of the core request that was made was actually made by myself and another party, right? And they came back and said, well, we don't have that information. And what the request dealt with was how much money was in the accounts, right? The bank account. How much money does the town have on hand in the bank accounts. We were told that that didn't exist, that we couldn't get the information, but yet Stephanie turned around and in the meeting, in an open meeting, yelled out, "We have X amount of dollars in this account." And I think it was like $42,000 and $42,151 and change, right? So how the hell are you telling us that you can't fulfill our core request with the information, but Stephanie just announced it in an open meeting?
I've tried to get them to
another point.
explain some of this.
Well, who's got? Hold on, we got an echo going on. Is somebody watching like the YouTube at the same time?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No, it's not me.
But yeah, a good clerk is hard to find.
Anybody hearing the echo, or is it just
especially
me?
in this state?
But you know what? If they really wanted someone to help build the town, I've tried getting them to do this, and maybe 2 or 3 months from now, someone else will come up with the same idea and they'll do it. But we have a college in Trinidad that you could get someone who's finishing up with a master's degree in political science. Town clerk's the first stepping stone in a political career. They could come here even if they only stayed for a year or two. If they have to be a resident of the town, use that Marshall's house. It's been empty for the last, 3 years now? Put them in there. Let someone come in who's got some ambition and actually knows how to do the books and knows how to manage people. And, they're coming out of college, but by the time you get to master's degrees, you're 5-6 years into it. And you have to have some kind of intelligence.
Well,
which I don't think anyone on the board's been to any kind of college.
I don't know. I mean, like I say, there's so many things that is so far afield. I mean, we're talking like right now, we're talking about the whole core thing, right? One of the issues that I have is I had made a core request back in 2023, right? Asking for copies of credit card statements. I was told that the town doesn't have credit cards, but yet they have a Walmart card, they have a Lowe's card, they have a Home Depot card, they have the Circle Red card. Somehow or another, the town vehicles have to be getting gas put into them. So do they have an open account with the gas station? Do they have to use a gas card? Again, these are the things we were told didn't exist, and we find out that they do exist. So we've been lied to from every step of the way. We've been lied to every step of the way. I don't know how you can come back from that and then sit there and with a straight face go, "Well, we're trying to fix it." No, you're not. You're making it worse. Listen, how about the lawsuits that these guys are facing? The guy with the $700,000 plus lawsuit for not being paid for the work he did, right? On the augmentation pond. How about the guy that lives on the other side of the augmentation pond whose property is being ruined because of it? How do you not sit there and go, "Yeah, we're being sued for this stuff"? How about the fact that the water attorney, along with Ken, turned around and we're having conversations about shit that happened in an executive session, and nobody did a goddamn thing about that? At minimum, don't you think that lawyer should have been reported to the bar for a bar complaint? Minimum.
But you've got so much going on, John. Look at all the ordinances that haven't been passed properly either.
Yeah,
I went through the ordinance with Bob one afternoon, and I got all the way back to 2014, and they did not pass a single ordinance that they didn't do under an emergency clause.
Right. And you guys paid that lawyer over $7,000. Never fucking advised you once that you guys weren't doing it right. That's let you guys sit there and think you were fucking doing something, collecting his check this whole time. And his only goal was to stop freedom of speech. He couldn't tell you how to pass a fucking ordinance properly. He couldn't tell you that it needs to go to the public for comment. He couldn't tell you none of that. He says, no, we're going to shut them up.
Well, the way I read the emergency ordinance, even if you pass it that way, you've only got 90 days to do it the right way. And by not going back, revisiting, let the public have their opportunity to speak and not publishing it the 2 times that it takes 3 to 4 months to put through an ordinance. These folks, they could do it in 2 weeks.
Right.
Not legal.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, that's the issue, and I think that's the issue.
Yeah, we haven't seen a legal one since we've been there.
No, I haven't seen one either.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I know that and again, I'm not saying that the attorney that you guys hired now is the same guy, but if he's the attorney that is the attorney for the town of Sheridan, he allowed a city manager to pass an ordinance in the middle of a meeting with no votes, no nothing, and they actually think that will survive scrutiny. I'm sorry, but yeah, no.
Well, Sursa has told us that they're not going to defend Aguilar on the augmentation pond. We have to get our own attorney. And I believe, and this is just guessing, I'm hearing that we've hired the town attorney to represent us in that. And he's also trying to be the prosecutor here in town.
Don't you think that these are conflicts of interest that are supposed to be being reported to the state? I mean, he can't turn around and decide that all of a sudden he wants to come in and be the prosecutor in the town. He's going to turn around and he's going to take up the case for the water issue. I mean, maybe.
Well, that one will be $1 million loss. There'd be millions of dollars spent on attorneys by the time that one's over.
Well, here's the thing, right? And maybe I'm wrong. You could tell me if I am, but I don't think so. But in Colorado, the losing party has to pay attorney's fees.
I haven't been to court here. I don't, the only court that I went to, I ended up having to pay for everything, and I won.
And usually when it comes to stuff like this, the losing attorneys or the losing party has to pay attorney's fees.
Seen you coming.
Yeah.
They seen you coming, Vern. That's all that was. Vern was the last one prosecuted by a judge, y'all.
Yeah. That we pay $250 a month for. And this was 3 years ago, guys? Yeah. It was a while back.
It seems like it. Time flies when you're having fun, huh?
Oh, it does, don't it?
Back when you had to move your bus because of that emergency ordinance, and the good thing is emergency ordinance. Otherwise, there's a lot of people in town that wouldn't be able to traverse town or be in town, because that ordinance was ridiculous, like, especially for a farming town. Well, not to mention all the commercial businesses around town that just leave their shit layout,
Well,
that ordinance said put a weight limit of 7,000 pounds on the vehicle, and a 3/4 ton truck weighs more than that.
That's what I mean. In a farming town, that's quite.
It also included you can't have a trailer of any kind out there, like for hauling hay or farming. It was so stupid. You couldn't have anything out there. Weren't allowed to park a boat outside of your yard.
I know how to fix your problems, Vern. I know how to fix your problems.
How's that?
You can fix all your problems. Just change your last name. Tell people you're from there.
Start calling Gerald Uncle Gerald.
Yeah,
right.
Gerald.
Just change your name to Baldino, and then you can just have all your stuff sitting all over the road. You don't have to worry about it.
Well, you know what's really frustrating about this? It was a long fight to get to where we had the opportunity to actually fix this. And after that happened, we started getting into this thing with Robert and the water or the gas meters. And then everything else was forgotten and no one made any changes. And now, you know, I go into a council meeting and I'm sitting there on my own. I don't even have the audience supporting me anymore.
No,
And that's hard to do when you got the audience, you got the council, you got the mayor, and everyone's working against everything you're trying to do.
Ain't much of an audience there anymore, Vern.
Yeah, there's not. No one comes in.
Smaller building. They're trying to limit how many people can come in. They go to a smaller building. They bring in more cops, right? Like I released a video today. It's Tyra talking about a meeting where there were 6 deputies there. What the fuck do you need 6 deputies there for? And remember, this is taxpayers' money paying for this shit, dude, on both ends.
Well, you need one for.
So when you make a smaller space like that, right? You corral these motherfuckers, and this is what the lawyer said was going to do, right? We're going to corral them. We're going to rein them in. So you go to that smaller room that fits less people, and you shove 6 fucking deputies in there, and you make them fear that they're going to fucking be caged.
Well, see, that's the reason why the lawyer wants.
So nobody comes no more. Nobody's going to come. Nobody wants to live in fear.
Listen, that's our.
Whoa, that's our fault. That's our fault. Hold on.
Listen,
that is our fault. You know, it is our fault that ordinary citizens can't do
that,
isn't it? That's what I heard.
Listen, at the end of the day,
I read that somewhere. Yep.
At the end of the day, we all listen. In my opinion, this is the reason the lawyer wants to be the prosecuting attorney in Aguilar, because now what he can do is, acting as a prosecuting attorney, he can turn around and he can write people up to come to the meeting and speak out against the goddamn council. That's all this is. It's a power play by the council. It's a power play by this attorney, because the last one that decided to resign didn't want to deal with that, right? At least that guy was smart enough to realize that it was a goddamn conflict of interest and he didn't want to get involved with that bullshit. But now this guy, he don't care. So by turning around and becoming the prosecutor, now he has the ability to turn around, and if guys like you guys show up or Shelby shows up and they don't like what they're saying, and they decide for whatever reason, oh, well, the cops are not going to throw him out, but we're going to charge her. That's what.
Yeah, they'll finally get their restitution. They'll get their restitution, because then they'll be able to charge for the restitution for the ramp, right? They can get their restitution that way. Then the judge can make his $250 a month back. You know, because somebody owes restitution for that ramp falling apart.
But you know what? Even that's one of the things that really pissed me off, because while we were protesting, one of the things was we got all that parking right there in front of the place that's off the road. And Sarah, Stephanie, and a spot reserved for the mayor is the way it used to be. You know, they put in the ramp, but they never put in the handicap parking. And there's no place on the road that you could have that's going to be safe for a handicapped person to unload a wheelchair. So why do we have a fucking parking spot reserved for a mayor whenever somebody that actually is in need of a safe place to get in and out of a vehicle can use it?
Yeah.
And even trying to bring that up, I've tried to tell them.
Or the old Marshalls, in front of the Marshalls building there, even, that would, make sense for van loading and unloading. You'd have to make the pad a little better there, but then you're right at the bottom of the ramp. I mean, something, man, come on, dude. Like, there's just no pride. And especially when the community is mostly older, right? Like, I mean, it's terrible. And then the fact is that ramp's screwed. You guys got screwed by your contractor, and nobody wants to talk about that.
Nobody
it's
wants.
Like, you need to sue that guy now. You can't just wait years and years.
You've had to have seen
they'll wait years and years, like the tractor, and then make an insurance claim.
Yeah, now they got $24,000 to spend on a new one off a piece of shit tractor and
Well, here's another question, right? Where is that tractor? Did it even go into the augmentation ponds? One of the augmentation ponds? Was it stolen? Because I'd love to know what that insurance claim entailed. I mean, did they say that it was stolen? Did they say that it went into the augmentation pond? You know what I mean? Because
mine is it went into the pond.
really, did anybody bother to even check to see if it was in there?
They went out, looked, and couldn't see it, or couldn't, poke a stick in there and hit anything like that.
All you have to do is
so no, they have not found it in it.
All you got to do is put a magnet
my question on that is how do you make a 3-year-old claim, Vern? How do you make a 3-year-old claim? Like, there's got to be a statute of limitations on that, right?
Well, you know what? They got that through, but what about the claim? Well, and this is rumors, possibly, maybe type thing, that one of the ladies in the office, their relative, is the one that done the roof on the community center. Where's the claim for that? That's black mold that could possibly be up there. A lot more important than a tractor in a ship pond.
Well,
yet
wait a minute.
It doesn't get turned in.
Well, wait a minute, Vern, because if you go back to when Donald was mayor and they decided to start fixing that community center, they specifically said that there was black mold in there. So if the roof was done incorrectly, and that's the reason.
But Donald said they have no financial concerns either.
Yeah, true. I mean, but again, these are the things. I mean, this is the beauty of having somebody independently recording meetings, right? Because the things that were said and done in the past that are now coming back to haunt everybody in the future. I mean, you guys are paying 3 times over for stuff that should have never been done the way it was done. And had people addressed it back then and said, no. You're not going to turn around and do the roof incorrectly. You got to come back. You got to fix it. And if you don't, we're going to see you in court. They didn't do that. They just let everything go. They didn't care.
Well,
but again, how much money did they make off of that, if any?
I agree. I've always thought that there's kind of a kickback system going on here, because it's always the same contractors that come in and their friend or relative, and they'll bid something, and then all of a sudden it's an ungodly high number because the ADA ramp, whenever it was first talked about, the bill for it was only, and I'm thinking $45,000. And then all of a sudden it's up to $69,000, then it's up to $89,000. And then I think they took it at $89,000, but it was half that whenever the first bid was put in.
Well, that kind of poses the other question is did they open it up to bid for everybody?
And that, what, I could pretty well tell you, no, they didn't.
So
there was no ads run. Let's see, Good Citizen, you people, we were all 3, and I wasn't on the council at the time. When it originally came out, yes, I was on the council, but I tried getting a wheelchair lift at the side of the front of the building, which was a lot cheaper than the loading dock look that they got now, because it would have been, use that little parking area there for the handicap, roll your wheelchair in, or people with the crutches could step into it. That ramp is impossible I can't walk up that ramp. I have trouble with breathing. So the steps are easier for me than the ramp because of the angle going up into it and the length. So if you had that little lift on the side of the front porch area, you would have kept the beauty of the historical value of the town hall, which isn't being cared for. And that was one of the big arguments. Nothing is being maintained. Nothing. Even there is supposed historical building, and the paint is
floor's rotting in there. The building's falling apart. The fucking windows are missing. The fucking eaves are all rotted. It's in really bad shape, dude. It really is.
Because they want to they want their original plan was to build a new town hall. That's what the rumor for Tyra and the workers there. They wanted a new building so that they could run the town from it. But putting them, you should preserve your heritage, and that building can be redone. It's going to be a lot more expensive now. And I think what they're wanting to do is where the property up by the county is on Main Street. This became another thing that just kind of dropped. We were offered the thing of $35,000. We paid over $10,000 to purchase that property. So we only owed like 22,000 maybe to finish paying it off. Yet they even by vote decided they're not going to buy it. Well, and I thought, well, what about the 10,000 we've already paid? Then they said, well, they'll give us that back. No, they're not. You know, my opinion, I've done the real estate. You gave them that money, you gave them credit for this, and now you're going back out of the deal just because you don't want to have that property, and you're just throwing away 10 grand.
Well, I guess the question is when was the agreement signed, and how long has it been in play?
Well, we've been giving them water taps and sewer taps and water. We've been paying their water bill for a little bit of time now. It comes up to a little over $10,000 that they've been credited that they should have paid the town. Well, they told me at the meeting that, well, they'll give us that money back. That's no problem. You gotta be kidding me. You gave them that money as payment for this property. Now you're backing out of the deal. They don't owe you a damn thing.
No, because it was on the contemplation of a sale.
Yeah, and the maintenance yard that we were talking about a minute ago, just around the corner from Main Street,
about the
that they
road
can't.
fund, Vern. We got the Huff Fund. The Huff Fund just paid out. What about the roads? Those roads are all terrible. The sidewalks are shit. The roads are terrible.
Yes. And as that money came in, what did she say, 40-something thousand for it? And I think her words was, I got us 42,000. And I'm like, well, how in the hell did you get us 42,000 when that money was coming in anyway?
Well, and that kind of raises another question as to how does she think that they're going to move that from repairing the sidewalks and the roads and stuff like that, which is what it's supposed to go to they're going to move it from that portion to general fund. It's a grant in contemplation of fixing the roads and the sidewalks. You can't turn around and move it to a general fund and spend it however you want. That's not the way it works.
I argued with them on this.
This is Aguilar.
And I argued with them because people wanted to know what money was coming in, where it was coming from, and how it's going out, which comes to that journal that I've been, I tried getting them to give us, just write this down, a little list. Show me a bank statement. Show me something of where this 13,000 come from, this 10,000 come from, this 42,000. Where did it come from? We've got these different incomes that come in every year, but they won't share that information with us. I have no idea how much, I have no idea what's in the account right now. And they suggested a journal for the council to have, which I think was brought up in the past, but they don't give us information. And especially me, I don't get the information I need to sit there at a town council meeting and know what the fuck's going on.
Well, that kind of raises the other issue, apparently, that I've noticed, and which is that Erlinda has admitted openly in meetings that she's been making phone calls to other board members to get votes on conference calls, which, again, just my opinion, but sure does seem like an open meetings violation to me. I mean,
and the way I read it, you're right. And she openly it's been like 3 different meetings now. I've called this up that, look, you can't do this. And the last meeting I went to, it was the $5,000 they spent for a pump at the Crump Wells. There's a way to do it. She should have called for a special meeting. 24 hours later, the council could have got together, for the one subject would have took 30 minutes to do it the right way. Yet she gets hold of one company, has it repaired, and then tells us that she spent $5,000.
Yeah, I could have sworn that you guys had a thing where you're supposed to be voting as a board to paying bills. That's another issue that I've seen lately, which is that bills are being paid and then they're coming to the council saying, okay, we need you to approve this, but we've already paid it.
Yeah, and that brings us to Ken Torres. We don't have a contract with that man anymore. He shouldn't be doing anything for the town. Yet they're going to approve that company.
Hired him.
They what? I'm sorry, man. I missed that.
She hired him.
Yeah, on her own.
Hired him. She said, "I hired him."
Yeah, on her own. How in the hell does that happen? She doesn't have that authority.
I thought that was in the town's best interest, so I hired him. That's what I heard.
And she thought the pump was in the town's best interest, so she made the decision to spend the $5,000. That's not her fucking money. You know, it's...
Yep. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if we went through and just flipped out all the she's and I's just from one meeting.
Well, that poses another question too, right? Which is, why is it they're still doing business not only with Ken, but with the company that's supposedly owned by Ken's wife, which is that diamond company? How does that even equate?
And whenever I first caught on to what was going on with Diamond T Enterprises, I was looking through there and I was trying to figure out because we show that he's only making $1,000, $1,200 a month. And I didn't know that Diamond T was Ken's wife until Good Citizen You people put it out that they were connected. And whenever I looked at that, Ken Torres was getting $1,200 a month. Yet that company was getting $6,000 and $8,000 a month.
Yep.
Yeah. And then they'd approve it with no one questioning what it was. Sure. And then they won't give me the financial papers before the meeting. Sometimes they won't even give it to me at the meeting. I have to wait till after it's over and I can't ask any questions. Then they'll give me the paperwork on it. And that just happened on something. Design? I didn't hear you.
I said, do you think that's by design or not?
I mean, absolutely, because it's every meeting. I've even had them stop the meeting and go into the office and get me the information that they want us to vote on without telling us what the hell they're doing. And then we have to sit there while I read the stuff. And I'm the only one reading it. They don't bring it out to everyone. They'll just bring what I ask for to me. So either the other councilmen already have it, or they don't care to understand what they're voting on.
Well,
and the people here, but the people here don't care. To them, Erlinda's a lifesaver. They're believing everything that she says, that she's coming in, she's doing this. I got this for us. I got that. And they like her, and you can't get around that.
I'm not so sure about that. There's a difference between liking somebody.
Because you like somebody, does that mean you're going to let them ruin a town?
They don't see that she's ruining it, and the persons I'm talking to understand that she's doing it illegally, understand that she's becoming the same tyrant as everyone else that's been here. Yet she's making decisions and getting things done and getting the town money. That's their attitude.
I don't think that she's getting the money because you're still not in the positive. You're in the negative still. You're not making any ground. I mean, the $42,000, whether these people like it or not, right? Whether people like it or not, that $42,000 doesn't go to the town. That goes to fixing the roads and the sidewalks. And I don't think that anybody in their right mind would sit there and buy into that, because again, if that money's spent anywhere other than where it's supposed to, that could be another issue for the town. You know, it's not bad enough that you got CBI and the USDA going, hey, wait a minute. And that brings up another question, which is, what about all those boxes of materials that Sarah and Stephanie and other people were taking from the town hall during the investigation or supposed investigations? Where did all that stuff go? And what was it? And why is it so important that that stuff's gone? Well, here we are. We got a guy, an auditor, saying we have incomplete paperwork. So was part of the paperwork that was being taken out of the town hall and out of the maintenance facility part of that stuff?
Yeah, Vern, I got a question too for you while you're here.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but we found another town that is it's mirroring Aguilar, we'll say. Okay. It's out east. It's a little town called Sugar City, Colorado. They burned all their paperwork. It's all gone. $500,000 missing. The whole new board is there now, going to save them. Very much the same of what we started with when we started with Aguilar. There may or may not be some of the people from Sugar City listening. Is there any advice from the experience you've been through on and off the board, since you people and I and John Denicole have been in Aguilar, that you could maybe give Sugar City to avoid some of their upcoming hassles?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's going to be hard for me to give them any good information, because I don't see where we've, even after everything we've went through, I don't see where that anything's changed. I mean, it's been a long fight, 3 to 4 years. It's been constantly at meetings. It's been second time on the board, first time I got recalled. And I should have stayed recalled.
They have a split board most of the time. It seems, like they just voted to get rid of Zoom. One said no, the rest said yeah. The mayor, she don't like people being there, so she wants to ban people from coming to the meetings. Just so there's a lot of similes there for sure.
Well, we went through a year-long fight on the First Amendment. We didn't fix that First Amendment thing until Donald walked out. And then it was really easy to get them voted. Well, it was even an argument then to take those damn signs down, let people have their right, give them the area to film and record, and hold your meeting. We spent a year paying money to an attorney on fighting someone's right to speak. And how ignorant is that?
Yeah, it didn't work, did it?
Well, listen, that's the same.
Well, you have the right to speak.
That's the same guy I sent the text message to, telling him straight up that they were violating the Cora laws, right? And he sent me back a text message. I still have it to this day, saying, well, I only advise them. They're going to do what they're going to do.
I remember that one.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and this is the same guy who I sent a letter of intent to him and to Tyra, telling them that they were in violation of Cora and that they were going to be sued. And you know what they did? Nothing. He's supposed to respond in 14 days. He didn't. Same thing with this new lawyer. The new lawyer was given the same information when they were handed the paperwork by Josh with my letters of intent to sue yet again. And 14 days later, nothing. They don't care. They are welcoming the lawsuits. They are encouraging it. And this is what gets me. How do you have a town with no money sitting there going, sue us, sue us. Sursa will pay it. Sursa will pay it. It's like they just don't care.
And they don't. It's been a hard lesson for me. In a statutory town, which is probably the best form of a democracy that you could get, as long as you have honest people running the thing, because people here are allowed to make their own regulations in the town. that federal and state government cannot fuck with, as long as it doesn't go against a direct law that they have, like drunk driving. So you can't make it legal to drive drunk here, but almost anything else that people want to do as a group, as a community, this board has the power to do that. But they don't listen to the people. They don't do their ordinances right, and they get on these power trips like, oh, this is all me. And the people like being ruled like that.
That's a shame.
Well, I don't know. Is it so much that they like being ruled like that, or they're just used to being ruled like that? I mean, you got some pretty gangster ass motherfuckers over there in Aguilar. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Like you got Gangster Tyra out there starting her rap career. I mean, she's got the street cred now with all the supposed missing money. You know what I'm saying? Like, she got street cred now. I mean, it's pretty gangster out there in Aguilar, Vern. I mean, I don't know if we really want to be messing with these guys.
Well, it's funny because you brought her up, and because you brought her up, I'm just gonna break off the topic for a second. Yeah.
Don't even think about defending yourself. That's
yeah, exactly. Yeah, apparently, and like I say, it's kind of funny because that's the same person who was instructing somebody to tamper with evidence in a crime that she supposedly she was the complainant of and is the complainant of, right? Is telling somebody to tamper with evidence in front of a cop, a deputy, and this is the same person who continuously targeted harassment on particular people in the community. How the hell does nobody sit there and go, what? Are you kidding me?
As long as it doesn't happen to them, they're good with it. It's okay if they, make me sell a bus or cost me money in court for false charges because it doesn't affect them.
Well, see, and that's the problem, right? That's the problem, is it doesn't affect them until it affects them.
Well, they don't realize that the punishment that I was getting was to defend the people here or to get them the right to have a voice.
Well,
Vern and I personally was told by the sheriff that he was not going to do anything to these government employees. Straight the fuck up. He told us to our face.
Yeah.
And we were sitting in his office.
And we've known that. We've known that for a long time. And we didn't want to take the hope away from the people, because that's not the way it should be. That's not right. But that is the way it is. At least they didn't bullshit us on it.
Listen, let's expand upon that a little further, because not only is the sheriff involved, but apparently now we're finding out that not only that, but the DA's involved.
So, absolutely.
Well, it's an Aguilar thing.
Yeah, it's an Aguilar thing, exactly. So I mean, how did you get justice when the deck is stacked against you 51-1? You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way, and it's unfortunate. What's worse is the attorney general doesn't care. They don't want to do anything about it. You're not going to get anybody to do anything about it. I mean, here you have a woman who committed conspiracy with another former employee for the town, who was fired because of, let's just say, some comments that he made, right? Who turned around and the two of them decided to conspire in order to have people beat up, and paid for that service. Literally paid for that service. Not only did they pay for it, they paid for it out of the town funds. That's insane.
I'm waiting for this latest thing to play out, how the courts do it. See if anything's done to them at all, because even watching the video of the thing is so ignorant and easy to see what happened. Yet they turned around and charged the wrong people. Knowingly.
Hey, I got a good lawyer.
Wrong people.
I got a good lawyer, y'all. I mean, no doubt about it. I always win. So this is just an this case is just going to be kind of funny because Johnson thought he'd slap me with that charge because, well, he don't like us. The fact is he was fine. He tried to tell you people some shit, and I told him to fuck up about, and he was pissed. He got pissed off from that point on. And we can show that in the video as well. So,
well, here's the funny part, right? There's two things to that. First, he watched the video 3 times and saw who started the whole thing, all right? And still charged the wrong person, which doesn't matter because, again, John Paul still assaulted you when he grabbed a hold of you. Once he started grabbing you and he started swinging at you, there's the assault and battery automatically, in my opinion. Again, I'm not a lawyer. It's just an opinion, right? But Isaiah was the one that pushed you as you were trying to back away from the situation. He's the one that got up there and pushed you. So clearly the issue now is that not only is one supposed to get charged, now you got another one that should get charged, right? The fact that Johnson watched that video 3 times there, right, and still charged the wrong person makes you question whether or not his testimony in a court case would be trustworthy, which again leads to the Brady's list.
Even on the body cam that was someone else's that he was wearing, he tried to direct the narrative of what happened by stopping someone who was a manager there from telling what was going on.
Well, and it gets even better because also he took a statement from a town worker, and I'm not going to say who that town worker was, right? Who wasn't there at the time the incident took place. So why are you taking statements from somebody who is a non-witness, right? Not only that, but clearly here we are again with false statements to the police, which is a crime. You just can't make it up.
Oh no, man! You cannot make up Aguilar, and if Sugar City, you call it, if they're having the same thing.
I look at it like this personally myself. Everybody knows where I'd be at Thursday, man, because the World Journal has been put every fucking week for months and months and months. So they knew where I was. On that whole matter is they were trying to do what Tyra failed to do, and they failed as well. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, the time of the incident is kind of coincidental, you know. They knew I would be there. Just saying. Just saying.
Well, you know, and that kind of poses another question because that specific town employee decided to bring the town into it, claiming that everything had to do with her and what she does for work for the town. So, makes you wonder.
Yeah, what she does for the town, like sitting there following every Facebook post or any comment that I make or anytime I like something. I mean, that's really important town business if they get that down.
Well, you know, I guess the question would be is whether or not she's doing it on the town's time. I mean, and again, I mean, what you do off the clock is up to you, I would think, but this is just my take on it. You know, I mean, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, it's kind of aggravating that you have a whole council and town employees, that even town employees that you try to help all turn against you. And it's like you're spending all this time when you should be just doing your fucking job, and you're centering it on getting rid of me. And I'm tired of it.
Oh, clearly they're not doing their job. I mean, if they're not answering core requests, they're not, you know, if you go in there and you ask to inspect things while you're there and they're going, well, we can't find it. We don't have the time to look for it. And they're sitting on their ass and they're playing around. I mean, clearly you're not getting what you paid for. So, you know, it is what it is. I mean, and that's just my opinion.
Well, you know, I thought the whole idea of when you said what you pay for, it's We pay them nothing, basically, and then turned around and took their insurance away from them. And even while I tried to argue with them that you can't do that, then they step in, oh, it's okay, we don't need it. You got to be fucking kidding me. And I done that in an open meeting, tried to defend Stephanie on and Sarah about, well, you didn't give them a raise. What you did was you got insurance for them. Now you're just taking it away. And I can't argue for them. I don't, if arguing for them and then they turn on me.
No, I guess it is what it is. I mean, look what they did. Look what they did to Robert. I mean, clearly Tyra targeted Robert and had been targeting Robert for years. I mean, how many, I mean, we could go back 3-4 years for the town meetings where they literally were all over Robert and giving him a hard time, continuously giving him a hard time, right? And then Tyra turns around without a court order, without a judge's order, without a warrant. They trespass onto his property. They pull that friggin' meter out of the ground, and then leave it leaking. I mean, how is it that a town was sitting there going, "Well, we did nothing wrong. We're not doing anything wrong"? I just, that's insane. You harass this guy to the point of no return, and you're still doing it. And then you turned around and you went out there knowing full well what you were doing was illegal. And when she was confronted by Martin, Lieutenant Martin, at the office.
Whoa. Remember, Stephanie is the one that sent John. Remember that part too.
But again, this is what I'm saying. I mean,
so the lady who admittedly harassed Robert, she admittedly harassed him. She says it at the meeting. And it's no wonder he's still getting harassed, right? Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention the fact that they put all Robert's personal business regarding town finance, the stuff that he was doing with the town as far as payments, they put that out there in the wide open in an open meeting before even asking him. I mean, how is that right? You just gave away this guy's personal information in a town meeting, an open meeting.
And again, I tried fighting for that. And they kept going. Even after I told them, this needs to stop. That's his private information. And you've even got it marked in this package as this confidential information that you're openly fucking talking to in the public about this man's finances. Yet they continued.
Look at there. Oh, look, isn't that one of the water tanks that's supposed to be working?
And they don't know nothing about the water tank. They know about Robert's business, though. They know that he had to pay his aunt's bill, 4 or 5 years ago. And they put his whole record out there of the amount of times his utilities are shut off and that they've had to file liens on him. They put the shit in public. And they thought that was okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, their main concern are these citizens. Don't you know that? That's their main concern.
And we all know, because every one of us been around for it, we all know that was just a setup against Robert by a selected group that didn't change.
Well, why would they?
No, it didn't change, not whatsoever. I mean, they want to talk about, petty scores and petty vendettas. I mean, they take the topper. I mean, look, they can't even get anything done in the office because they're too preoccupied going on Facebook and getting everybody's posts and printing them out every single day. I mean, they can't do extra work, but they can go down there on Facebook and they can get everybody's posts, and they can be on the internet making sure to record all the little videos that we put out. So yeah, I mean, they can't do the extra work, right, Vern?
Yeah, that's the way it looks to me.
You know what I think is funny? What I think is funny is they were willing to do all this crap to Robert, right? Walsenburg should have probably done the same goddamn thing to the town when they owed the $55,000 for the back money for the gas that Walsenburg provided. You know.
Yeah, this video is playing now. This was ridiculous. That was sabotage to the tanks, and I was there whenever this video was taken. It was ridiculous.
That's only one of them. That's
just one.
Let's not forget.
Hold on. Let's explain to the people that the water is actually supposed to be right below that pipe. And at the very beginning of this video, literally, if I would have gone in, I don't even think the water would have gone up to my knees. Right?
Okay, and now where the water was supposed to be was that hole you were looking at, about 3 foot down.
Right.
So it was severely low at that pipe.
Yeah. I mean, it's severely low. And that's not just that tank. That's the other tank because they're gravity fed.
But look at those
both
cracks.
Tanks were low. Where did all that water go? Nobody informed the public then that, hey, your water's pretty low. And hell, this time they didn't even get water trucks to go up there and fill it up this time.
No, I went out and turned on all 3 pumps and up the chlorine on it to get it filled. Because first thing in the morning, I get a phone call that there's no water in the tanks. And which turned out to be, it appears somebody opened a fire hydrant in the middle of the night and drained the tanks. We never found the exact reason for the water being gone, but it was sabotage.
Yeah, but we never found any remnants. I mean, that was back when I was trying to get the job, and me and Dave were running around that fucking town like crazy, trying to find a huge entire wet spot. And then we're like, well, we can't find no huge entire wet spot. So the only thing that we could think is that the water was let out like out of town somewhere, like into the ravines or something, or into the, you know what I'm talking about, Vern, like into the waterways. Like that's the only thing that we could come up with, because we couldn't find. You got to remember, you've got that tank that's low, and then you've got the big green tank that was low at the same time. That is a lot of water lost. You should have, that's a lake.
Yeah, it should have been that hole that you're looking through. The water should have been like 3 foot under that for the tanks to be full. And that would have been 2 tanks at the same time. So that was a hell of a lot of water. And to happen overnight, because I had checked the tank the morning before that. And actually I checked it all the way up until like 8 o'clock in the evening, because people were fucking with the chlorine levels, and we got state levels like 0.04. If you go under that, then the state steps in. And we were at 0.05. I mean, we were real close to having to report it to the state. And every hour I was up there trying to figure out what the hell was going on with it. But that's another thing. Is,
not only you, but that was me and Dave. I mean, we took a while to get that system back off of the wonkiness that Joe left on it.
Yeah, and he pulled his license from us like 3 or 4 days before he went to work in another city.
Wait a minute. You've refreshed my memory. Isn't that the same guy that illegally trespassed on Robert's property?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he's the guy that was in the white truck when Lieutenant Martin said, "You guys are doing this illegally. You probably should have gotten a warrant before you entered the property." Yeah. He's again, here we are, we just make up the rules as we go along, right? Never mind the law, never mind following the law. We just do what we want.
Well, they blocked me from being able to help Robert.
They don't care about Robert. They don't care about helping him, not whatsoever. But I think the question is how are the citizens supposed to follow the law if they don't know what the law is and they can just change the law whenever they please? Like, how are the citizens supposed to live in a town like that?
Yeah, apparently. Well, and that kind of brings up a pretty good thing too. That brings up another issue too, is why is it that people are paying for water in the town if you can't bathe in it and you can't drink it? So I could see that if you had to pay $10 a month for a service,
Water's good.
I'm sorry?
The water's good.
Yeah, okay.
And if you don't have hours a year, good.
Oh. I don't know. It just kind of blows my mind because, I don't know about you guys, but if I can't bathe in it and I can't drink it, I'm not paying for it, And if the rest of the town thought that way and decided to do that, I think that you'd see a different turnout. I mean, I don't know how you can sit there and say, oh, well, we're going to charge you X amount of dollars for water because you're flushing your toilet. Well, okay, maybe so. But at the end of the day, if what's going out ain't the same as what's coming in, you ain't getting no money from me.
Good. The water's good.
Does it come with the horse worms?
Oh, that was a good one.
Free charge.
Straight out of the faucet.
Yep. Start your horsehair worm farm today.
Sweet.
That's the thing. They don't use anything for parasites in the water. And parasites most definitely can get into the water. It's a fucked up system. The whole thing there's fucked up. And they don't care to fix it. I mean, they're good enough with having nothing, That town's been deprived of what it could have for a long time. I mean, just think about what's missing right now and what that would have done for the town. Like, yeah, that town shouldn't be in the shithole state it's in, other than neglect, So it's like, if that's how they like it, though, maybe keep their taxes low or something.
And they're going along with the same kind of things. The only part of this council thing that was working was whenever people would go in and support what was being said. Now, if I say anything, it's like speaking to an empty room. There's no one, none of the councilmen will openly support anything. Afterwards, they'll say, well, I thought that way too, but, as I just didn't say anything. Well, and they're not going to. No one's going to support what I say there. And if the people aren't there to help argue it, then
well, again, we go back to the whole fact of that people are scared to open their mouth. The last meeting I went to, when the auditor spoke, I sat there for that section of the meeting, and you had people making comments with disgust of like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. But will a single one of them step up and speak against Erlinda? Will a single one of them speak up against Bob or Angela? I'm sorry, Monica, Bruce, any of them? No, they'll sit there in the audience. They'll make their comments. You know what I'm saying? But they're too afraid to stand up. They're too afraid of what type of retaliation is going to happen to them, I think. I mean, look at all the retaliation that's happened to you. All the retaliation that's happened to Good Citizen. All the retaliation that's happened against Robert.
You people.
That's happened against me. I mean, man, Crafty Cat.
You people. The next meeting I go to, I'm showing up with 6 guards. Like, I'm gonna play them at their own game. I'm going to show up with 6 armed guards at the next time I go to the meeting. That way, I'm equal with the 6 armed guards that they think they have. So I'll have 6 armed guards at the next meeting I go to in Aguilar. Yeah,
So I feel like I need armed guards.
Private security. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay private security just to take me to the meeting, guys. So I've been banished, you know.
Well, I guess
Once you've been banished, it's a threat if you show up.
I guess you can look at the bright side, though, right? If you show up with 6 armed guards, you're probably not going to have to pay $50 an hour for them to be there.
No. If I do, I'm sending the bill.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we should look into how much it costs to rent the sheriff's department.
Well, you know, I would be happy to do that, but when I asked if
that, hey, we need to do. Oh no, listen, John. If we do that, that's what we need to do. We need to contract the sheriff's department to send. Okay, so if Aguilar's got 2 coming, we want 2 coming. So let's that way. There's the same conflict of interest they have with going against the government. They'd have as going against us. So
yeah.
Let's do that. Let's see if we can't just like rent the cops for the meeting for ourselves. Extra. If they have 2 coming, we want 2 of our own.
Oh, I think I'd rather have 3. If they got 2, let's have 3.
Yeah.
I mean, dog pile.
Right. Well, yeah, we'll start a fund. And then we'll just have. Yeah. See, then there's a conflict of interest with us. See how that could work out?
Well, I figure, I mean, realistically,
don't work. If that don't work, then I'm going with Slowburner's idea.
Hire them as a detail. Oh God.
I think the term is little people, slow burner. I think that's the term, little people.
But yeah, I just, to me, I mean, yeah, why not?
Oh man, I
mean, speaking of little people, you brought up little people there, you people.
Oh man, what I do?
Life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot.
Hey,
what happened?
Well, that's a good tall. You know, it's funny because that poses that right there kind of makes me wonder too, because if I remember correctly, that's the same gentleman who had a lawsuit against the town for his firing.
Oh, you mean this guy?
Porn causes brain damage.
Yep, that's the man.
You got a lawsuit against the town. He definitely does. How is that going? Do we know how that's going still? Did he go up to 25K again, or is he back down to 1K again?
From what I heard, that's been settled.
Isn't it funny how only the towns? Yeah, he's talking about coming up here today, guys. I'm trying to get him on the show, but I think it's funny how only the town employees have successfully sued the town so far.
Yeah, it is kind of funny, isn't it? It's like a contradiction. You know, the people that should be suing the town aren't, and the ones that shouldn't are, and they're winning. You know, even if you got $1,000, right? Even if you got $1,000 to go away, right? That's $1,000 too much.
Well, you know, he does know how to manage this.
Oh, let's fucking meet and manage this.
Manage this. Let's manage this.
That's how you roll. That's how you get down.
Yeah, that's how I get down. I go after tyrants. You're a piece of shit tyrant. You wear a fucking badge. Hey, you wear a badge and you're afraid of the First Amendment.
I'm not going to wear a badge when I see you. It's
Oh.
me, you, and toe-to-toe. No badge involved.
Oh, okay.
Well, that dentist appointment never happened.
I know. You got to find a new dentist, bro. Oh, wait, you did. You found 2 of them. Unfortunately, they were unsuccessful on pulling your teeth.
Oh, you mean this guy here? Dave!
Dave, come and help me. I'm tweaking and I can't get up.
Oh, man. He's all about that twisted tea. Don't you know? He's all about that twisted tea. He's all about that twisted tea. Oh, Robert says hi, by the way. Everybody. He unfortunately couldn't be here. He had dialysis today, but he says hi to everybody.
Jesus Christ, I've been looking at the weather out there. I'm surprised he hasn't froze to death. No heat.
You know we take care of Robert. Even though they stole his gas, we take care of Robert. We got a bunch of fat chicks over there to keep him warm at night. He's happy.
They're not.
Plus he's got. No. Well, I was gonna say that he's got protection. I wasn't gonna mention that one though. Damn it, good citizen. Why are you giving them away? We've already got the security force. They're just keeping Robert company right now. You're killing me over here.
You have no idea.
So how about that Jake 6?
How about that Jake 6? What's up, Anarchy? Good to see you, brother. Long time no see.
Yeah, Jake still they don't like answering my questions over at Bent County. Especially that Northrop lady. Stephanie Northrop, she don't like me. Maybe I shouldn't have asked for her salary and, her last paycheck. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know.
Well, maybe the issue is you were asking for what kind of check was written out falsely, or the fact of you were digging in on Ryan selling so much. I mean, we still haven't heard much on Ryan. I think he's pleading it down to like a misdemeanor after completely
we diverted.
No. He took a diversion. He has to.
Did he?
He has to. Yeah, essentially, he has a year. He has to complete.
We diverted
a year program, and I think part of that diversion was an anger management program, but I'm not entirely positive about that. But according to Jake, Ryan is no longer a deputy with the Benton County Sheriff's Department, and he is working in the private sector. But
right,
I'll believe it when I see it, because when I asked about his post certification, whether or not
Vern,
that
do you want to? Oh, I'm sorry, man.
No, good.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder what.
I was just going to ask Vern if he wanted to go over to Benton County and do some reporting for us and go and talk to Jake, because we can't seem to get him on the line or talk to him. Maybe if we introduce a new face, Maybe you can go over there and ask Jake some questions for us.
Getting a whole new fight?
Who says you got to get into a fight? We just asked you to go ask some questions there, Vern.
Well, you know how it goes with me. I can't keep my mouth shut after I start.
Well, I mean, I don't know how caught up you are on the Jake 6 story. I mean, if you're fully caught up, then I don't know. That might be a conflict of interest. I think we need somebody that doesn't know what's going on.
Well,
yeah, Bent County Jail, where we'll leave the front door open for you.
Exactly. If they arrest you, Vern, you can just walk right up.
Nah, I'm good with the arrest thing.
Listen, they arrested that woman. She walked right out the front door in an orange jumpsuit and everything. It took them a while to find her. Apparently, the posse couldn't do it.
No, posse couldn't do it. No, but again, I mean, these are the same people that leave doors open and just let people escape, no problem anymore. But they've got 21 air conditioners they need fixed. They got it. That's the priority. They got 21 air conditioners that need to be fixed.
Well, that's why she left. Her cell wasn't air conditioned.
No, the 21 air conditioners go to the office.
Yep. Slow burners tell me bring 3 of the midgets with you. I found the chat thing. I've been reading through it.
No, I'm off at the knees.
Safety first.
There's a conversation going on about aliens.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh, my mic was muted. Aliens are real. Aliens are real. Aliens are real. They're real. I've seen them. I've seen them flying around. They're real. There's no way they're real.
Well, if you've seen them, don't you believe it?
That's no wait. Yeah, that's why I said they're real. There's no way that it's not aliens. They're real. How to shut down a conversation just like that.
I ain't got Jim's.
Oh, I'll join into it. I believe in the aliens. But I go to council meetings, so I know they're out there.
Bruce don't know the Pledge of Allegiance. Maybe he'll rehearse this week.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, that was good. And then he's asking the council if I resign.
Somebody says he's native. He doesn't need allegiance.
I heard that one too. I just couldn't figure out how that fit into anything.
I was like, what the hell? Yeah. The board's taken over by aliens.
I believe you, Gail.
Well, the board's being taken over. I'm not sure if it's an alien.
You know, it's hard to. This board had the perfect opportunity after all the years of fighting, protesting, newspaper reports, TV. We had perfect opportunity. Even went in there and everyone was agreed. We're going to be transparent. We're going to be inclusive. That lasted about half of that one meeting. And we really did have a chance to do things and to get it fixed.
Well, I'm going to agree to disagree because you had about.
And I'd like to point out, there's been multiple months, multiple meetings that you people and I haven't been there. They can't say where the disturbance or whatever. And what have they accomplished? They still haven't accomplished a fucking thing, dude. Nothing.
Well, they
Nada.
tabled a lot. They
Like
tabled a
they're
lot
still
of
talking about shit from 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and when we vote on something, it be a unanimous vote to do something, and it doesn't get done. The contract on Ken Torres, definitely 100% voted to end the contract and renegotiate a new one. Yet he's hired again, and no one they didn't blink an eye. Sat there and listened to the man. Didn't say a thing.
I guess the question is who voted on him? Who voted on the contract, renewing the contract, or even giving him a contract? Do you even
It
have
was
a contract?
he did have a contract. It was very well. That was the problem with his contract. It was too open. It didn't really specify what his job was, with one line that said, "and any other thing that the town needs," which could have been, he could have done anything here. He was building inspector, code enforcement. All this is $65 an hour. And I haven't seen a reason to renegotiate a contract, but the board decided to do that. But we did definitely suspend the one that he was under. So any work that he's doing, I wouldn't vote to pay him for any of the work. He knew it, or Linda knew it. But it's another thing we're just ignored on. And there's several things that we've done, and if they don't like it, they do it their way anyway. We voted to do the lapel mics. Everyone voted yes. Yet we're paying $900 for a motel room instead of $300 for a microphone, so that people could hear us.
Facts.
Well, the other thing too is, I mean, part of that is the fact that the sound system that you have isn't being set up correctly anyway. I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but it could be usable, right? But
and I sat there with them, and I cannot hear them. And to me, that's another one of the ADA things. You know, you have to make it available for me to be able to hear. But it's ignored, every bit of it. It's all for what they want to do. And I'm pissed off as much as anyone else about sending someone to the Hilton Inn for a freaking weekend. That it never went to the council. Well, excuse me, it did go to the council. We were told they were going. And that's the first I had heard of it. But obviously, what I was told by other councilmen.
It was just that. You were told they were going. There was no asking. It was, you were told.
Well, it was decided by phone earlier in the day. You know, and even bringing that up, you know, we get told to our face, and no one's in there to help argue this with me. I can't do it by myself. I keep telling them, you know, you're making phone calls, you're making decisions, you're sending out mass texts to all the councilmen, excluding me after I told them, you know, don't fucking contact me again. But they make the decision by telephone and then tell you to your face at the open meeting, well, we done it this way. You know, it's
well, and I think the question is you guys were told that they're going up there, but I don't think you guys were told that the town was paying for it, right?
Well, it would have been pretty easy to assume that the town was paying for it the way that they said that, you know, that they were going to the meeting. But it was like just a day or two before they left for the meeting, knowing there was a storm coming in. I mean, they drove up there in the blizzard thing that comes through here. They knew the weather was bad, and anyone with any kind of sense at all would have just skipped that meeting.
Yeah, but I think, again, this kind of falls back to the whole Monica saying, oh, no, we're paying for it out of our own pocket, right? And we went from paying from it out of our own pocket to the townspeople are paying for it. And I think that's where the issue comes into play. You're saying one thing over here in this meeting, and now you're going back and you're going, no, we need the money to pay for it. We're not going to pay for our trip. And
yeah, Monica said that to me because I was trying to bring up the point that it was just ignorant to go with the blizzard coming in and the town be stuck with all these extra payments because there were two of them riding up there. They could have, you know, after an 8-hour day, they could have drove back to Aguilar. It's not that with two people to drive. That's not that hard of a thing to do. but it turned out into a 3-day vacation that the town ends up paying for. And I was trying to bring up the point that this shouldn't have happened whenever Monica said, well, she was on her own time and she has family there. Well, and that's true. So if she wasn't spending the money, that's fine. But there was still no common sense in going, especially whenever we tried to open a community center here for people in case of an emergency, and we couldn't get a key to the community center. Then they tell me, well, you could have called my home number. I don't have their home numbers. I guess I could have went and knocked on their doors. Hey, people out here need help. But we're going to open a community center to have hot coffee and maybe some soup or something for the first responders. But that wasn't important to them.
Well, how do you call somebody at home when they're not at home?
Yeah, they don't share their phone numbers with me. I don't know why, but they don't do it.
Well, maybe they think you'll give it to us.
Yeah, that could be it. It's just so crazy that it's so one-sided here against the people, yet the people are supporting the ignorance. That's why I'm ready to resign from the thing. I'm not seeing where I'm doing any good at all. There's not enough people coming to the meetings that are making a difference in their mind. Even if they're watching on Zoom, if it's not in front of their face, they don't think it's there. And to have all these police there, they're just afraid of the people getting together. You know, I couldn't stop them from doing that. I keep telling them, why are we paying police? There's nothing going on here that a conversation between adults won't fix. And that's comment goes for the last 3 fucking, excuse me.
Conversation.
That comment goes for the last 3 years.
No conversation.
But that's all it would have took for the last 3 years of adults sitting down and speaking to each other, and none of this would have happened this way. And it's ignorant that the new group is doing the same as the last one and will not sit down and come to an adult decision on something. They'd rather put it out. It's became a personal thing for them, and they won't drop it. Just like fucking kindergarten, recess.
You know what?
Porn causes brain damage.
Well, they shouldn't put it on the internet.
I'm just saying. I think we're dealing with a couple of those.
Well,
it's aggravating that we were in a position where we could have done some good, but we've got 2 on the council that was in the last group, and we got 2 in the office that was with the last group, and everything is just falling back in. And the mayor, in front of everyone's face, is admitting that she's doing it her way. Doesn't matter what the council says, even though the council has power to dictate to her. They don't listen. Even if we vote, they do it their way.
Well, yeah. Listen, far be it for me, and I don't mean to be the Monday morning quarterback, but to me, I think the issue is that you had the ability to change it before the new mayor came in, right? But the other thing that I probably would have done differently is I would have cleaned house in the office, and I would have said, okay, you're gone. You're out of here. I mean,
there's not even now, as much as we've been complaining, not a single reprimand to anyone through any of that. So, and this goes to, if you try to get rid of somebody that's working for the government, you have to have a record of where they're fucking up along the way. You can't just go and fire them without, the town being sued. Yet they refuse to do anything.
Well, I guess we're waiting. No record.
We're just waiting. We're just waiting, right? Like, that's the plan. You just got to wait. They'll get reprimanded. Just wait. Yeah. There's nothing quite good enough. Well, just wait. Just wait. It'll get better. Even though we see it like landsliding worse and worse and worse, it'll get better because they say it will.
You know what's funny is they won't reprimand anybody there, but they'll try and arrest people for speaking out against them.
They tear up on me. They jumped me in the middle of a council meeting and I could get no support on it, none.
Right.
So that's what makes it aggravating up there. It's like
right. What's up, Real Gang? What's up, Top Tios? Dorian.
There's few of us there that really take our time to try to fix this. Yet those few have been locked out too.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Yep. Anyway, we're going to sell our house. It's worth a little bit, and it's paid for. So we did find a place on the lake with a dock. So I'm like, it's a 90-acre lake, and I'm 30 foot from the bank, and it's got a private dock. So I have a big old joint sitting out there thinking about Aguilar.
I wouldn't even be thinking about Aguilar. I'd be thinking about fishing.
Right. I'll put me a chair out there, just a recliner and an umbrella, and just stay out there. But if you look at the council, we can't get anyone young to come in. Everyone is 70 and 80 years old there. Well, except for Monica, and I don't know about Bruce. I've only seen him once. But we can't get younger people to come in. This is their world now. People like me, we've had our shot at it, and we've made it through it. And now, we shouldn't be the ones directing all this. It's their town. It's it's their world anymore. Yet it's going to shit, and they can't get anyone to run for council that's say 30 years old, and they need fresh people. They need people with a different idea or at least some kind of goal. And you don't see that here because by 30, they've already moved.
And that kind of brings up another question. There were rumors and there was allegations that the mayor had been smoking weed before some meetings. I mean, are we supposed to like have faith in somebody who's getting stoned before her meeting? Is she making decisions based off of the weed comment?
I get stoned before every one of those meetings. Otherwise, there's no way I'd make it through.
Yeah, but you're a private citizen. There's a difference.
I said on the council eating pain pills just to make it through
it. Who wouldn't? It's painful to sit through. It's painful to watch.
Painful.
And you know something, Vern? That actually brings me to another thing too. Is I have been requesting. I've requested who the admins are for the Aguilar Facebook page, right? Because they're changing comments that are being posted on the Facebook page, which is illegal. And I tried to point this out to them, and I tried to point it out to even I don't think I've pointed it out to the attorney, but I've tried to point it out to them on the Facebook page when they were doing it. And for some reason, they don't seem to care. And the funny part is whenever I make a comment onto the actual page, I screenshot everything that I do, especially when it comes to Aguilar. But I mean, like I say, you got places that are being sued for deleting comments like that, and people are walking away with 100,000, 200,000. I think there were two guys in Ohio that walked away with like 300,000. Where, you know what I mean? So I don't understand how they're deleting comments or hiding comments.
We had the town attorney openly take away free speech from us in public meetings. That was a whole year-long fight, and good citizen, they were in the middle of all this for a freaking year. And we're paying this attorney.
Right? This is happening now. Right? So if they're deleting comments now from the Facebook page or hiding them, that's still illegal. It's a violation. It's a violation of the law. I mean, I don't get it.
Well, who's going to hold them accountable, John? They've already proven that they're untouchable. Like, they're not going to get touched.
You know what? It's that Aguilar thing, and it's that whole, Henry thing. The Henry and the sheriffs with the conflict of interest. It's funny where the conflict arises when it comes to them, but there's no conflict when the sheriff tries to arrest somebody. They arrest Robert, they charge good citizen with a crime. That's okay. There's no conflict there.
Well, that's because we haven't hired him yet, John.
That's right. We need to hire him.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I got an idea. I think this would be the best idea ever. Maybe we should find Ryan Selland and hire him. He's got the temperament for the trade.
Or Johnson. We could give Johnson a house. We could hook John Johnson up with a house, and he could be the new marshal.
We can always bring Demi Apple back too.
Yeah, I mean, 58. John Johnson's getting 58,000 a year. I mean, if you could pay him, Vagar could pay him 58,000 plus the house, then he's got a sweet deal. He says he likes Aguilar, so you might get a new marshal right there, Vern.
I'm good.
Well, nobody's told him he's not from there, so I mean, he's obviously from there. He'd fit in really good.
Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of becoming interested in Trinidad too. I'd like to see how their meetings go, and I'm curious as to whether or not Johnson is hanging around those meetings.
He doesn't hang around those meetings. Good Citizen has one of his guys out there. You know how it is. Good Citizen, the posse leader over here. He's just got guys all over the place with fucking cameras. He's got a guy out there. We're working on that, John.
He don't say nothing though.
Yeah. No.
We don't pay him to talk. That's our job. We do the talking. We don't pay him to talk.
He knows better.
At the end of the day, it's just nothing's getting better. And I think you had a couple meetings before the new mayor came in where you were starting to make some progress and you were trying to get things done. But once she stepped into power, that was it.
We had a shop and it was going good, but that was short lived.
And maybe I'm not being fair to Angela, but I mean, Angela was doing great up until the point where the new one came in, and once the new mayor showed up, things changed, especially with her. Now, whether she was afraid to speak out, I don't know. And again, I'm not speaking.
Well, and somehow she ended up believing that the lady in control of taking most of all the money and writing most of all the checks had nothing to do with it. It was all the other one.
And she got she done this kind of stuff for a living. She got a good job offer, which it was really a conflict anymore for her to be doing that. And she went with the money. And I think I would have too.
Oh, I'm not blaming her for that. I'm just saying at the end.
How's it a conflict to have a job?
Well, if you're doing all the books for the mercantile and hardware store.
No, that's private businesses. What the fuck's that got to do with the town?
Yeah,
it's because conflict of interest.
Well, she can't vote on anything that comes to the council involving them.
That's it. She just abstains from any votes upon them. That's it. That's no with any business. That's like saying Gerald can't have his fucking business because he's the mayor pro tem. Any licenses he has that need to be approved or voted on, he has to abstain just the same. There's no conflict of interest, bro. She was looking for a way out. That's all there was to it.
And she done it good. She got a good paying gig going on there, and she doesn't have to put up with the council. She did bring out a bunch of stuff that people needed to know. They did listen to her, even though everyone else for a few years have been saying the same thing. We didn't have the inside look at the books, which she brought out.
Well, the problem is we didn't have an inside look at the books because we got exactly what everybody else got, which was the Word Excel spreadsheet with the
no financial concerns.
Yeah, I got the same papers. Got a box full of them.
Well, you ended up paying, didn't you end up for like a core request? Didn't you end up getting stiff for like $170?
Yeah. Yeah, they gave me absolutely nothing.
Weren't they supposed to give you your money back on that?
Well, yeah, they were supposed to, but
hold on, Vern, John. Hold on. I don't know how somebody got this link. Observer Hillbilly. Who the hell are you? What are you doing? How did you get this link?
I just saw it posted in the chat there.
Who posted it? GCM, did you post it in the chat?
Nah.
15 minutes ago, posted in the chat. I was just listening. Listening to you, long time listener. But who's the moron up there with the emoji picture there?
Oh, well, which one? You've got two of us up here. I mean, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you put the screen on there so I can see the emojis there. I'll tell you which one.
Hold on.
I think it's everyone say hello for a second. I think it's the one on the top right there, real moron. But he said, "Oh, I'm talking." He was just talking and droning on and on. Who that up there?
You mean this guy that I just moved? That guy?
Is he the one that he done a lot of talking?
Yeah, he does a lot of talking.
His name, as he said, someone called him John.
Yeah, that's John DeNicola. Yeah.
All right. Tell him to shut the hell up. No one wants to hear him.
The other one is me. That's you people.
Yeah, no, you're cool.
What's going on?
Cool. I just wanted I wanted to get on up here and say that dude John DeNicola, he's a real piece of shit.
Oh,
no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was wondering how many slices of bread did you use when you made that shit sandwich that you chowed down earlier today?
I don't know. Maybe you should ask your girlfriend Tyra.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's saying Tyra. You mean Banks? I know where the name you people came from. Listen, don't sass me, boy. Don't sass me, boy. I bet your testicles look like a shriveled up pair of raisins now, don't they?
Hey, Adam, how's that $1,000 treating you?
Yeah, listen. First of all, I don't know who Adam is. I just came on here to tell you that if piece of shit was an award, then you'd be first place.
Well, I could tell you that you'd be second because you're the shit.
Well, listen, that was a good attempt at a comeback, but I just wanted to tell you and the rest of the internet that you suck so much, you suck out loud.
Yeah.
Okay. Like you people, good citizen, they got a good show going on here. The chat's enjoying them. Everyone's having a good time. Then you open your mouth and it's like a rainstorm of diarrhea and shit.
So you've been dating Tyra for how long again? And you're not used to that yet?
He ain't too damn smart there, is he, you people?
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Vern. You have a great day.
No, Vern, don't leave now, Vern. Y'all come back now, you hear? Vern.
Vern, come back, bro. It's just AFA. He's having some fun with John, bro. Come on, come back.
Come back here. But now I got to figure out who the hell
Vern.
Who the hell is DeNicola talking about? He got some beef with somebody. Who's that?
Oh man, you have no idea.
Yeah, no, you just got trolled.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. The real important thing here is where the fuck is Vern and why did he leave?
He's still here.
Vern.
Well, the top of his head is at least.
Yep.
Vern, listen.
How you feeling?
Vern, come back, bro. Seriously, it's just
that looked like the Arctic tundra. That was a head. I'm just kidding, Vern. Vern, I'm just kidding. I love you and your liver spotted head. You get back there.
You should
You
have
get
heard
back
him
here,
busting
Vern.
on his own head earlier.
Can't believe I've scared a lot of people off. I didn't know Vern was one of them.
That's
This-
the guy I'm
but
talking about.
it was fucking epic that John thought you were Adam. That was great. That was fucking epic.
Because Adam's missing. Adam's been missing.
Adam's missing.
Wondering where he's at. So
is he with Vern?
Nope, we just found him.
They're fishing buddies.
Vern. I really like Vern. Like, I want to know why he left. Like, I mean, drama on YouTube, that's like a juicy morsel.
Give me a few minutes. I'll see if I can't get him back on.
Yeah. John, hey, nice call, though. Adam. Who's Adam? We're going to have to find out about Adam, John. I'm going to troll you now.
Oh, man, you have no idea.
He's our manager.
Yeah,
Adam's our manager.
he's a manager, dentist.
Yeah.
He's fired.
Yeah, he's our manager.
He's fired.
I don't know.
You know what's crazy, John? We've worked together and we've been friends. Like, we talk an awful fucking lot, and you've heard all my different bullshit. How did you not pick up on that?
Well, you get a cold.
I mean, I don't really have a cold. My voice is a tad nasally.
Yeah. Well, that's why.
If it would have been Buck Lau, he would have known.
No, my God. No, listen, you dislike this other guy so much that as soon as you heard me, you had tunnel vision. Like a cop when he's just got the tunnel vision. That's what you had. You had the fucking tunnel vision, and you were going to prove that it was that person.
No, but we give Adam the link, right? Adam used to work for the town. Him and Vern had a thing going on, and
how long were they dating?
A while, and well, Adam sued the town, and well, now all that's settled. So now he's supposed to be able to come back on the show. So that is a fair assumption that John thought well, he's got the link
to the backside.
Yeah.
Now let's not help John out here. Let's not white knight him. John Genicola fucked up.
I fucked up. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm a fuck up. Huge.
He
big.
Did. It was like this.
Gotcha, bitch. Thought you were getting the piece of cake, but you're getting this snack instead.
Everything you people sends me has something to do with an ass. He sent me a GIF a while back with my head on a guy showing a pumpkin's ass.
Well, you know why.
Porn causes brain damage.
Oh man.
You guys are too funny.
Too much, man.
Well, this was a nice lunch break.
Vern right off, man. Vern's like, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Dude,
Vern.
He thought the same thing I did. I guarantee you, he thought you were fucking Adam.
Yeah, well, judging a book by its cover, you and Vern should be cops, Denicola.
Yeah, right.
I should, shouldn't I?
What the hell? I'm upset.
I'm gonna come out there and arrest your ass.
It's all right. I love Vern. I really want to make this right because judging by the top of his head, he's up there in age. I don't know how much longer he has to go, and I want to fix this before he's gone. So Vern, if you can hear me, come back.
Hey, Adam, I heard he got paid too.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We should bring him in to do security for us there, GCM.
Right at all of our shows.
Yeah.
Who can I be a securitard?
Yeah, we're gonna start bringing more armed security guards than they have cops to the town meeting.
Ooh, let me bring Warren Sapp.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, Warren, yeah.
I'm going out with him in the end of January to go out and do some filming. Let me stop by and bring Warren Sapp as security.
Yes.
Are you headed down to Florida? Or are you heading out to Oklahoma?
I cannot divulge publicly my destination, but privately I will tell you, and then continue to troll you people.
We're out in the middle of nowhere where no one comes. It's like, it doesn't exist.
I got a complaint.
Go ahead.
Against you people. I've been around watching you people for a little bit. Excuse me. Oh, it's hard to talk about. And back in the day, when he was a real blogger and he did streams, he didn't wear a shirt. I don't know where he got so uptight where now he does, vlogs clothed. But what the fuck's up with that, you people?
No, he must be talking to Vern, trying to get him back up.
Not cool. Not cool. I was gonna jump on West Side Accountability's thing with Gregory, but they jumped off. I had about 10 minutes to troll somebody, and this was on my subscription feed. So happy New Year!
Congratulations, you've succeeded.
You got him good.
Dude, you and I'm gonna get you later. You know that,
Listen,
right?
you're not. I'm the king of fuck. I've been doing this since it's been done. You cannot out troll me.
I didn't say I was gonna out troll you. I just said I'm gonna get you back.
I don't even think you're gonna be able to do that.
Oh, you'll see.
Why are you wearing a shirt, you people? What the fuck's wrong with you? Remember the good old days where you just came on streams shirtless?
Well, that's sexually threatening now, apparently, AFA. I got to watch what I'm doing. I'm sexually threatening to people.
Depends who you're talking to, buddy. Denicola was like, yeah, no, he wasn't threatened whatsoever.
Well, plus it's cold out here. I mean, I'm in Colorado now. I'm not in Arizona.
That's
anymore.
true. Those nipples could cut glass. The screen might get shattered.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to watch that. I mean, you got to watch out for those nipples of truth.
But listen, I got to run. I'm going to have this playing in the background. Thank you people in Good Citizen for having me on. And before I left, is Good Citizen, can you turn your camera on, Good Citizen?
Fuck. No.
Is he there? Come on, turn your camera on. I want to tell you something. Hey, but there he is. There's my guy. Hey, listen, seriously though, it's my bad not checking in. I've had more contact with you people than I have you, and I've talked with Denicola, but I just wanted to say hello, show some love. And before I left, there was one more thing I wanted to tell you if you had a quick second.
Oh.
See, John, because not everything's a joke. Anyway, so the other day I was talking to someone, and then
I told you. See you later, AFA. I'll talk to you later.
Peace, bro. Thanks for coming.
We love AFA, man. He's always a good time.
Tremendous, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that.
He got you good.
Yeah, definitely got me good.
Oh,
but if we could just get
before Vern comes back.
If we just
Maybe you should be employed there as a code enforcement officer.
Honest to God, if I was closer, dude, I'd be all about it, man. Like,
man, if I was closer, be all about it. So, yeah, man, I tried to. Well, Vern said he's out, huh? He had to go take a shit.
No, I don't know what happened, but he came back. No, what happened is he didn't want to get involved in a fight that wasn't his, and he thought that the guy was being serious with John. So he's like, I'm just gonna back out of this because he's got to watch his blood pressure. He really does. So
that's all right. That was pretty good. That was a good troll.
He just backed out. Yeah. And then I told him what was going on. I was telling him what was going on. He goes, oh, okay. I'm like, well, come back because AFA wants to talk to you, and AFA left. So,
yep.
Oops.
So yeah, I don't know. Vern might be coming back. Might be after he has a cigarette and lets his heart chill out for a minute.
Nah. Yeah, I heard he got paid.
Yeah, the question is how much.
Not enough, right, Jack? Not enough. All that fame and no fortune.
Yeah, here he goes.
Made it back.
He made it back.
Hey,
but you missed AFA. He had to go.
Well, I thought I was going to start agreeing with him.
Oh, there you go.
I don't blame you, Vern. I would.
Now, what was going through my mind was, man, John's going to let loose on him here in a minute.
John thought it was Adam.
Oh my God!
Myron, what's going on, buddy?
I thought it was him.
Adam with his hillbilly voice.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't need to get in a conversation with Adam.
Why not?
Because we wouldn't be fishing buddies anymore.
Oh, okay. How do you know? I mean,
got anything you want to tell him?
He might, he might be let bygones be bygones, and you never know. You guys might become the best of.
Yeah,
Well,
like me and him,
with him,
fishing
I can
buddies.
relay him a
You
message.
never know, Vern.
well, there's three people I have to be careful of talking about because of the legalities here: Adam, Tyra, and Robert. I have to be real careful what I say.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I already got paid. That's this comment says.
I can say that when I heard he did too.
Jack's the source. I'm just saying. I don't know how reliable he is, but he's a source. On this particular one, he might be reliable.
Well, I mean,
but he didn't get paid enough.
There.
Well, he didn't get a big payday.
Nah, not enough. He got all that fame and no fortune.
Yeah.
Yeah. Millions of views. Millions of views that guy did. I mean,
Man.
Yeah. No fortune, no.
Well, I thought he was doing pretty good with the Kink Circus.
Yeah, I mean they're running around, but that's only every couple months, you know. I think Tyra finally joined him up, you know. So
that might be where she's hiding.
Yeah, they're running the Kink Circus, I heard. I don't know.
Oh no.
That's the rumor. I don't know.
I heard where she was hiding. Check it.
Gotcha, bitch. Thought you were getting the piece of cake, but you're getting this snack instead.
As for you, Gregory.
That was too funny.
Oh man, we miss him. We really wish he would come back up and have a little chat with us again. Let us know how he's been, what he's been up to, where he's been working. Catch up with the guy.
I heard where he's been.
So long, losers.
Uh-oh.
The top of his head is still showing.
The top of his head still showing. See? Don't tell him though.
It's been an experience.
It has been an experience and a half, Vern. It really has, man. But,
man.
I mean, in the end, all we can really do is laugh about it now because all this stuff.
It's documented. That's the key.
It just keeps coming out. That's all. It just keeps coming out every single fucking day. Everything that we've said, Vern, you, me, good citizen, John, everything that we've said is going to happen. It's pretty much happened.
Right.
So
I really want to know why they haven't. Go ahead.
This has been a long time fight, and I've got documents back for years now of how shitty things have been done here. And all of it, I knew it was going to work up to an end of some kind. But to me, I feel like, I could have been out fishing for the last 3 fucking years instead of doing this. And people just gave up. We got to change and had a chance to make a difference, but we got beat down.
I think part of that problem is the fact that the people who should have been standing up, right, when the change was coming, the people that should have been standing up, instead just sat back on their laurels, and that's the problem. Had the people of the town, right, that didn't like what was going on, the same people that signed to have the mayor recalled and everything, if all those people stood up and said, enough's enough, we're not going to put up with this crap anymore, right, then you probably would have had an even better chance to fix the issues. But they weren't.
And you would have thought people would have been excited about it. What is the biggest changes they've had in government forever? And they really had a chance to do something different.
Well,
but no one did.
No, and I like how it went from all inclusive back to absolutely nothing again. Like, you can't do a damn thing. It went to all inclusive to, nope, we're not doing a damn thing.
All in one meeting.
All in one meeting.
Yeah.
All in one meeting.
That's what's
So what do you
best
say to
for the
something like
community.
Yeah, I don't see how you guys aren't as frustrated as me. I don't know how you're keeping on with them.
because it's what we do. We choose to. That's what we do. We choose to. It's not so much the fact that we get fed up. We like exposing these type of people. They want to keep going. We can keep going. I like it.
But they have been exposed.
And what's even better is, what's even better, Vern, is I could sit here with a smile on my face while they're trying to punch me in the face for what? For what, Vern? Why are they getting so violent with us, Vern?
That's another thing. That was ignorant shit. And I got both of the original videos from it. And then the police cams. That shit's crazy.
She just wants us gone, Vern.
Mm-hmm.
She just wants us gone.
Well, I know Erlinda didn't like the position I was in whenever she became mayor. And then she got mad at me because I didn't vote for her. Well, and it doesn't matter who I voted for. No. The thing is we had one candidate running. So I did ask her to run. And I did push that, she come into it just so we had a fucking election. And that's the point. Donald was gone. Why didn't somebody step up? And no one would. And the only other choice to make for an election was for me to run. And I never wanted to be mayor here because I feel like this isn't the town I grew up in. I was just trying to fix a problem.
What happened to Danner? Well, what happened to Danner? I mean, you had Danner there. He was a pretty good applicant for the job on both aspects. He came in, tried to be mayor, and he tried to be a council member.
And I talked him into it each time.
Shut down. Each time that man was shut down. Like, you've got a logical choice here. I think we've proven the fact that they go with the unlogical choice.
They go with what they know.
They put Charlene
They go
in.
with the yes men.
Yeah, they put Charlene in that one time. Like, they actually had opposers, and they're like, no, we'll take Charlene.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that one.
Yeah. Like, even when you have options, that's why people just give up. Between that and, like we talked about earlier, how they've set the whole thing up to be intimidating to people. How you will be attacked on multiple levels if you do show up or have anything to say. So that's how people like it. It's just the way they like it. That's what I conclude.
Well, when everyone quit going to the council meetings, that's whenever they felt empowered and can do whatever they want because there's really no one there anymore to get up in their face. And as I'm not able to do it, they close me down as quick as I try.
Somebody's got to tell them fuck, yeah. Huh?
I think that's probably not the words I'd use, but I've tried. Hell, I sat there argued with them for 38 minutes.
That right there makes more sense than what they do in a half fucking hour. That's all I can say about that. Fuck. At least you can understand that, dude. Half hour listening to those idiots and your fucking brain just hurts because they haven't accomplished shit. And then we're going to table it.
Yeah, I walked out of the meeting the other night just because I couldn't listen anymore. I had enough of it. I didn't want to even hear their voice anymore.
Well, I think TJ Good Citizen brings up a good point, which is, they're tabling more shit than they're passing or they're voting down. I mean, they're spending more time tabling things. The old issues they're supposed to be bringing up first are being brought up after they discuss new issues, which isn't the way it's supposed to be. I mean,
well, mostly everything that's been tabled has been tabled because they needed advice from the attorney. Well, if anyone remembers, me and Erlinda were the two contact people for the attorney, and I'm supposed to get a copy of all communications with him. I haven't got a single one.
You won't.
And then the council is supposed to get copies of all the emails at the meetings. No one's got copies of it, so it's back to the same thing. Erlinda's got her own personal attorney.
And that shocks you?
No, John, it really doesn't.
Listen, we've had this discussion because, like I said, I know where these guys came from. I know what they do, and I know how they do it. And this was a foregone conclusion. I knew this was coming, especially when they hired him. And they hired him off the basis of the old one.
The one that resigned because I was on the board. And even said that in his resignation speech.
Okay. And I got to be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised because he did kind of set things up where he could go forward with with issues against the town. If you listen to his comments when he was resigning, you know, the whole creating a hostile work environment and this and that, that's the whole reason why you're where you're at with the whole thing. And again, I know you can't talk too much about it, but whatever issues or complaints that were filed with this new guy, you know that they came from the old one, because again, he's the one that recommended these guys. You know, and I don't think that the old attorney was too happy at the fact that I pointed out to our man Henry, as much as he wanted to try and make it seem like there was a law, that there wasn't one regarding, you know, the whole open meetings crap and the whole thing about, you know, everybody talking at public comments and stuff like that. You know, again, he didn't like the fact that it was brought out that that wasn't an actual law. It was just an ordinance that was passed by a goddamn by a city manager that had no right to do it.
Right.
And the fact that this guy that was up there didn't say to the city attorney or the city manager, you can't do that. You know, and they just let it go. I mean, if somebody went into that city hall in Sheridan right now and was recording in there, they actually have really good standing. If they were to be arrested, they have good standing to fight that, to beat that. They can get them for malicious prosecution. They could turn around and go after the city of Sheridan for the illegal arrest, for the false imprisonment, and for the malicious prosecution, because that ordinance never passed, because it was never voted on. Nothing was ever done. Nothing. And anybody that has a decent lawyer would be able to argue that point and just bury that town.
And that's what kills us right there, John, is we don't have a decent attorney that's willing to come in here and do anything. And with the threats that I've got for the different lawsuits now, for the same thing that attorney set up, he's the one that created the hostile environment. It wasn't me. It wasn't TJ. It was no one but him that created this. And it got to there at the end. All that was going on was Robert was yelling and screaming about everyone, which he had the right to do. I mean, but that's all it became, you know, is there was after Linda got there was no direction. She lied out publicly, in my opinion, when she told someone she'd go do something and then doesn't do it, and then puts them off for 3 or 4 times. He had every right to be upset, but all it got to be was a screaming match about a gas meter or a water meter, you know, and that was it. It distracted from everything else that was going on. Now is the council's not interested.
It should have been a 5-minute conversation, right? They
Yes.
should have turned around and they should have turned around. They should have put the meter back and said, you know what, Robert, we're sorry. We shouldn't have taken it. We'll put it back. They could have even put it back on the street, right? They didn't have to put it back in the yard. They could have put it back on the street like the supposed town ordinance says it's supposed to be, right? They could have turned it back on. They could have given him his credit, and everybody would have been happy. The town.
Well, and the bills should be separated anyways. There shouldn't be gas and water combined. That's bullshit.
I agree.
Yeah, and I've argued Robert's case, and in his favor on 95% of it. But I couldn't argue the things I didn't feel like, you know, he got out of line at the end, but he had reason to. You know, so I understand that too. It got to be that's what there was one fight, and it was one person in the office presenting the case who shouldn't have been doing it in the first place, and what was being presented wasn't right, and what he was being told in open meetings didn't happen. And to me, you know what? And this is the way we start out a new administration. It's going to be inclusive and transparent. You know, that's whenever everything went to shit. And it's just downhill. Every meeting, it's downhill.
Well, pretty much every meeting, nothing really gets done. They act like stuff gets done. She
Right.
comes out with this information like, look, we got money left, right, and center. Like, you're trying to make everything like distract everybody from what's actually going on. But, you know, they still haven't come out and just told the people that you know, something like the USDA paid Tyra for SMG's work and Tyra cashed the check and that money disappeared, and that's the reason why the town still has to pay SMG back. That's why the USDA ain't paying SMG. I mean, if they could just be so like transparent, something like that, you know, just a random statement like that. You think they could do that, Vern?
And even if they admit to something that's wrong, and I've had to do this through my lifetime. Hell, when I first got into this, my prison record came up. You know, and just had to tell the truth of what happened and go on with it. You know, it could change anything, and that's all they got to do here. Tell the people what's fucking going on, and let them absorb that, and go on with it. Because then, when you fix something, you've done something. But whenever you hide it and then you come out and you try to be like, oh, I've done this, I'm so great, you know, that's the way it is. It's only a couple of people that's doing anything. Council is completely blocked from any open discussion to the public where they make a decision. And when they do make a decision, it's not followed, but they won't follow up on it and say, hey, look, you know, like the fight with Ken. This is what we done. This is what we said. You didn't have the right to do that. But no one's going to go against her.
But I thought you guys said that, you know, the thing. So
the thing with the stuff.
Well, his kind of
remember? You guys remember, right?
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, going back maybe about 6 months or so, there was a point where SMG was paid $250,000, but the check bounced. So what was that payment for?
Well, it was $155,000 that bounced, and there were several emails on that one that actually what was said was the check is in the mail, and that was like, you know, who says that anymore?
And then Tyra said that they got the check. She said it herself. She got the check, and she don't know what happened. She put the check in the mail. She wrote it out to SMG, sent it out in the mail, and don't know what happened to it. And then she came out with, oh, well, you know, that one, we don't know what happened to it, but I wrote him out another check, and we don't know what happened to it.
See, I'm at a loss because what I'm talking about happened after she was gone, where the town wrote a check to SMG, right? And they went to cash the check, but the check was no good because they wrote it on either they didn't have enough funds in the account, because if I remember correctly, there was like all kinds of money that was paid out, and it was like, I think it was like almost 250, maybe it was 225K. I think that they paid out at that point.
You know, what happened on that one, it was Ken Torres that they bounced the check to. And then Donald calls his bank and took responsibility for it, saying it was Aguilar's fault. So we ended up, you know, paying a bunch of late fees and shit.
It's insane.
But yeah, that's the way that it was going at that time. They do what the fuck they want. They wouldn't tell the council what's going on. You have to find out through other people. And that's what it's like now. It's like I'm not even on the council. Last two meetings, I didn't even go in and pick up the packet. And usually I'd get it as early as I could so I'd know what the hell I was going to be talking about. And now it's not even worth it. No one's listening. No one cares. And they honestly seem to want that type of government where that they, even if it's wrong, that's what they want.
That's insane.
And that's the frustrating part about it, because this shouldn't have been a 3 or 4 year fight. Never should have been. And the same 90 people that voted Donald out, if those 90 people would just go to a fucking meeting.
Well, I think that's part of the issue too, though, because some of those people can't get to the meeting because of their disability. And that was the whole reason for opening the Zoom up to the general public and not just opening it up to a select few, which reminds me, because, you know, that kind of, that's that equal access thing, because when you turn around, and this is one of the things that I've got a serious bitch about, because if you're allowing certain people on Zoom, right, and then you're not allowing the other members of the public on Zoom, you can't just turn around and allow one person to be on Zoom, right, and not the rest of the public. That's not the way it works. It's supposed to be equal access to everybody. So
and there's no monitor that lets the councilman know what's being said on Zoom. So as we can't keep up with it, we don't know who's there or any of the questions that are asked.
Yeah, but it's not even a matter of the questions that are being asked. It's a matter of once they opened it up. Like at one point, even the auditor from last week in that meeting, they opened it up to him. He's not a member of the town. And because he's not a member of the town, we should all have equal access to that Zoom. Because he's allowed there, the rest of us are supposed to be allowed there. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? And it's not, and they're not doing that. I've seen them where they turned around and they've opened it up to a member of the public so that they could try and get a job or something like that. And they were applying for it via Zoom. Again, that's the equal access. You can't do for one, not for the rest. That's just
right.
So these are the issues that I see. And again, they're going to do what they're going to do because they don't give a crap, you know. But, you know, if somebody decided for whatever reason that they've had enough of the bullshit and they say, you know what, I'm tired of playing games with these people. I'm going to go forward and I'm going to file and I'm going to say, hey, here's all these meetings where people have been on Zoom and they open it up to the public because these people aren't members of the town, then that's going to be an issue.
They don't think there's any accountability at all.
No.
And so far it's been proved that we can't get anyone interested in helping.
I got to be honest with you. At the end of the day, there is no accountability because you got a sheriff's department that's no longer working for the people. They seem to be working for the town. And then you got Henry again. And this is just my opinion, but you got Henry sitting there going, well, you know what? It's an Aguilar thing. I'm going to deal with this situation out here because it has to deal with the town of Aguilar. We don't care what's right. We don't care what's wrong. We don't care if we've seen the video. We don't care if the goddamn cop that decided to play this goddamn game, right, saw the video 5 times over and got it wrong. We're just going to do what we're going to do because it's an Aguilar thing. I mean, nothing for nothing, but to me, that sounds like a RICO deal because, again, you got all these entities working in concert with one another. I mean, and excuse the pun, but it's like the mafia. At least with the mafia, though, you know what you're paying for.
Let's switch over to the comment thing. There's someone in there, Jack.
Yeah, it's Jack. Gotta love Jack.
Hey, Jack. We miss you, Jack.
We miss you, Jack.
Right. And burn for mayor. I'd rather be the dentist.
Burn for mayor. Yep. Jack might fund your campaign. $500.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's ever a way that he'll. Well, they're taking applications for code enforcement.
Yeah, they'll never replace Adam.
No, he's one of a kind, special man.
Well, I guess that all depends on what code enforcement entails.
Oh, code enforcement was getting lots of tail. No doubt. No doubt.
No doubt.
Yep. Still getting paid, I hear.
Hell, I keep code enforcement busy by myself.
Yeah, you had the tendency to do that.
You know, and this is something Wiz on a show just talked. I don't even know if it was a show we were talking on, but I got the police called on me from Colorado Springs for a threat.
Well, I guess you can thank your lucky stars. You're still walking.
Killing me over here.
Oh man, a tranny looking mayor.
Colorado Springs.
I miss it. I miss it.
Hey, I was sitting there talking with, I think, Good Citizen U people, and then I get a call coming in, and it's the police department. Some sergeant up there wanted to talk to me, wanted me to come up there and give him a statement, and like I was really going to do that.
Hey, come on up here. Come on up here and give us a statement. We're not going to put you in a handcuff.
Right?
Hey, Jack, come on up here and give us a statement, would you?
They should have told me you wanted free TV, and I would have just run right up there.
Yeah,
no, that's entrapment.
And they would have said you were leaving Walmart with it.
Right. We got a box set series of Westerns here. Vern would have been on his way.
Yeah, just come up and register.
Yeah.
Bring bail money.
Yeah, bail money. You better have your hospital cards if you're going to Colorado Springs.
I never did like it up there. It's too many people for me anymore.
We go and visit sometimes.
I mean, even those bigger cities, at least they've got followers to the council whenever they have meetings who really, educated people who want to make a difference and go up and speak at them. Linda and I have been to several of them whenever they were trying to legalize pot here. And we were with the, Colorado Cannabis Growers Association. And I spoke to them quite a few times trying to get it legalized. And they pretty well paid attention. That doesn't happen here. People get ignored.
Yeah, but then they don't want any dispensaries in their town.
Right. Well, it's the military that kind of voted it out for the dispensaries on them. And the military's temporary people. They'll come in for a year or two, but they have the right to vote there.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Vern, because it can't be just the military, because they just recently put it up for a vote in Colorado Springs to put dispensaries in town, and they denied it again. So I don't know. It can't be just a military thing.
We had that grow in El Paso County, and they were getting so bad with us out there. We sold it for a good price, but I even told the people on the way out, they even had a sign out by the road. I probably still got a picture of it saying that, if you're growing pot out here, that they will put you in jail. And I'm like, you know what? It's fucking legal. And we done it legal, but what we did was had Linda and I each had how many? Yeah, we each had 100 plant count. And then we would take other people's cards. We had, at one time, we had almost 1,000 plants we could grow legally until El Paso County got stupid with it. But we ended up selling that, coming down this way, thinking, this be better. We could retire, have fun. Didn't work out that way.
Oh yeah, you're having loads of fun, ain't you?
Yeah. I'd rather be back growing weed.
Jack, Donald was down to 2 rocks left. They're rattling around in his head still.
We done well. We got rid of Donald's, Mark, Tyra. So we didn't do bad with that. It just the recovery from it didn't go well.
Yeah, I heard the former mayor ruined the Christmas Day parade.
No,
they're blaming me for that.
Yeah, that was Vern and Bob and
Frank.
Yeah,
Frank. They're the ones that ruined the parade. It was the former councilman mayor Mark that decided to stick his head back out. We haven't seen hide nor hair of Donald or Tyra. So
it's funny. The same guy who's under investigation for a mysterious fire and missing firearms has the nerve to stick his head out there.
Yep.
That investigation isn't closed, by the way. But, I think that the CBI may want to reopen that. I think they may find some new information in that case. You never know. Anything's possible.
Because they thought it was a suspicious death, so they've never closed the case. It's still open.
Yeah. Well, and again, I'm no attorney, but I don't think there's a statute of limitations on murder. But yeah, what do I know?
Yeah, it's probably this man. They can do so much here and get away with it just by knowing everyone's afraid to say anything.
Oh yeah, well, some of them say a whole lot of things. Yeah, some ain't afraid to say much of anything. They'll say all kinds of things to the cops. So, yeah, I mean, you've seen the videos.
I've seen the video, yeah. And that's what went through my mind when you said that. I did see the video.
Somebody that's never been harmed by us in any shape, way, form, or fashion. Their business has only been promoted, and then here, this is how they really feel. Yeah, okay. So,
funny how that works, isn't it?
They like what they get, and I hope when it comes back to them, it's 10 times worse.
So how do you fight that, but trying to get on top of something like that, the chance we had is gone, and now the mayor's got all the support around here, and I can see your reason at anyone's reason for following up on the story, but there's not a fight anymore. There's nothing there's not enough people to make a difference here.
No, dead horse.
Wow.
Like there'll be plenty to follow up on. I mean, that's for sure. Like it's going to continue to unfold. The government's super, super slow. But
right.
If it was you or I, it'd be different. But when it's the government with the government, they're super, super slow. So
it didn't take them no time to get a couple of lawsuits against me and a couple of investigations.
Or to get Robert arrested for chalking, allegedly.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, again, that kind of, that whole ordeal, which I think is funny because, we've had discussions about Robert's case, and I'm not trying to put Robert's stuff out there, but I just think it's hilarious that they even are attempting to go forward with his crap. Because again, I mean, there's so many things wrong with his case. You can't. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, the body cam videos are pretty clear. Even the video that they supposedly provided to Trancoso it's clear that it's a joke. I mean, and now, I mean, realistically, now they're going to have to get the supposed victim, right, to testify. I don't think that's going to happen because if
for the sake of argument, it does go to trial, right? Then theoretically, and again, I'm not a lawyer, so I want to make that clear. Theoretically, a prosecutor would be suborning perjury, because clearly that if people get up on that stand and decide to tell a diluted version of what actually happened, it's not going to end well. You know what I mean? And to be perfectly honest with you, I'd be surprised if it makes it that far. But it's quite possible, because, you know, it is an Aguilar thing.
It is. It is. I mean, what can you say besides it's an Aguilar thing? And you can't make this shit up.
And you cannot. No one would believe you. This is.
John didn't believe me.
No.
Hell, even you people didn't believe me.
Hell, John was probably throwing rocks with Donald.
I might have been.
Tell them.
I mean, Jack.
Wild West. It's the Wild West, you know? And, you never know.
You know, and it's funny, too, because, you know, it's funny, too, because there's more than just this instance where things like this have happened in the past, and you know, nothing's been done. So when you reward bad behavior, it continues to happen. So, you know, again, that's that whole, you know,
somebody's got to mule the paperwork, John. That shit's heavy.
And I'm having people telling me, people that's been around through most of this, telling me that they're okay with the way things are going, because decisions are being made and they're not having to go through any arguing. They're not having to listen to any arguing for the decision to be made. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
Just do it the right way in the first place. That's what the whole argument's been.
Yeah, but whose decision is being made? Well, whose decision is being made? That's the question, is whose decision is being made, because there really is no discussion on what's going on. Again, we go back to the pump incident with the Crump wells. Well, you could have put a pump there, or you could have put a pump in the Mauricio, and you guys could have had a logical conversation about that, but no.
Has anybody ever heard her call for discussion once?
Nope.
I can't recall a single time I've heard her call for discussion.
Nope.
You know, most of the time, I just, after they put it up for a vote, I start talking anyway. So
right, like, I'm not saying there hasn't been discussion. I'm just saying she hasn't called for discussion.
Right.
You know, she doesn't.
Well, you know, one of the duties of a weak mayor is to run the
Rocky Ford's mayor. She needs to watch him and how he runs through, because he does do a good job at following order, you know, in most cases. So she needs to watch a couple of his videos or something, how he runs the meeting, because she doesn't, there's so many things she doesn't do right or in order. Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I'm not so sure that I'm not happy with the whole thing, the way Rocky Ford's being run. I mean, we were also told that out in Rockyford that when you placed core requests out there, that they were forthcoming with the request. But I can tell you right now, I know for a fact that a friend of mine's got 4 outstanding requests that have yet to be fulfilled in Rockyford. I don't consider that forthcoming. I consider that a denial and 10 days past the due date from when those things were supposed to be filled. So, listen, he may run an orderly meeting, but at the end of the day, if he's running the town, he's not running the town correctly in all aspects. Just an opinion.
It sounds
like
like
we could get him moved to Aguilar.
Listen, he probably would do a real good job as mayor in Aguilar. That's the beauty of it, though. I mean, he probably would. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad mayor. I'm just saying that, you know, if he's going to run on all cylinders, you got to keep running on all cylinders. You can't say that that the city is doing all these things good, and then you come to find out that no, things aren't being run the way they're supposed to be run, and then try and backtrack from it.
Well, look how many months are we into this and haven't even tried to get a town clerk.
Listen, I don't know. I don't know. From what I'm understanding, I could have sworn at the last meeting they said that they were literally just above water. I think they said that they had like $100 in the account or something like that, something insane. So they don't have a ton of money. So I don't know how you're going to hire somebody when you don't have the money to hire them.
Well, you just got the Huff money and then there was another thing. They got like $82,000 on December 6th from the taxes.
Yeah, but they said that money was going out to pay bills.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't get anything with the bills on it. I have no idea what they spent.
Yeah, I don't know either. I just know that I'm pretty sure
they say a lot of things. Like let's just take this video here. They say a lot of things. Let's just watch this for a few minutes.
It's still saying 5/21, so it hasn't even elapsed a full day on the camera yet, but I have the date set.
They were having a hard time not knowing when they did it because
well, for whatever reason, this thing only goes in hour increments, so I have to watch every hour.
Then I guess we can call Hayden and see if we can get in there. But I also have the one from yesterday with the 3 board members in here as well. I'm working with the Cantor. I don't know if you guys want that as well.
Today we need to use one of them.
Did you hear that? Vernon,
Yeah.
Did you catch that one? She
Dang,
got one with her
council
3
member.
board members. She got that one.
Got that one. It's ready to go.
Yeah, anything to do with me, they got ready.
Right? Well, I mean, let's see what else goes on in this office. I mean, granted, this is back with Tyra, but I mean, I can only imagine the same thing is going on in the office now. So let's just get a little.
Oh, it's still Tyra's office. So.
And then our statements, she has one to sign, Sarah, and then mine, and then Kenneth, and then we can get those to you right now. Actually, you guys are here too. That's only a couple more half.
Statements of what? Statements of what? So far, they haven't even found a video. What do they got statements of?
Right? Oh, it looks like we're.
And how would Cantor's, if this happened in the middle of the night? I heard him say that he made a statement.
Kenneth,
okay, the maintenance guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
He made a statement. Everybody's going to make their statements, and they're going to give it up to him.
And they actually just left probably like about 20 minutes ago. They've been here all morning sitting over there and at the park. So.
I mean, with as slow as Robert is, he's not going to be moving very fast because the only way they would have been able to dodge the camera is if they were laying down. And if Robert were laying down, he'd probably still be laying there.
Damn.
What they trying to say? The lane crawled under the camera.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying that the only way that was done is if they crawled like combat crawled against the wall and wrote. That's the only way they wouldn't get caught on camera. And if Robert did that, he couldn't get back up.
Got him.
Man,
it's fun to pick on disabled
you can't
people.
Make this stuff up.
You should try it, Vern.
Right? I'm telling you.
I'm not sure unless they had somebody else do the stuff. But you guys got the videos and the pictures and all that stuff.
Right.
I think I sent it to your email or something. I didn't have pictures. And then the night that we had that meeting, did the DA ask you to escort Robert out the last time?
I wasn't here.
You weren't here? No, the one we had There's like 6 of you here. You were here in Sanchez and
Oh yeah. No Ness.
no one asked him to be escorted, Robert.
Nope.
I wonder where that came from then.
Yeah, I wonder where that came from.
Vern, you know where that came from?
You have no idea.
Me neither.
Oh, well,
Right.
and another question. Why would the DA be asking the cops to escort him out? Why?
Why?
What was the purpose?
What's the point of it?
Kind of crazy. Kind of
Weird.
crazy. Let's continue.
Who said that?
I don't know. Someone had said that the DA had asked him to be escorted out from here. And I'm like, I don't remember. And I wasn't out here. But I'm not for sure.
Not for sure.
I guess we're going to have to call Hayden. I don't know how to stop it or where to go. And do that then and call him and see if he can find it faster than us.
Yeah, because I mean, we've been looking since yesterday at 4 when we left. And
There's not a link to this to the other camera out back to the marshal's office, is there?
well, I mean, we have the marshal's camera, but all it shows basically is that step and pointing that way. It's not going to get anything over here.
Whoops, wrong number.
Oops.
That is Hayden 6364.
Yeah, I think so.
Oops. Oopsies.
You got to be able to see somebody in front of that.
You will. It's just a matter of going through this.
Hi, Agnes. How are you? Good, good. You got an issue. We have some stuff that was put out on our page last night during the talk. We need to find the time frame of it, but how can we track that down without going? That's the problem we're having. We don't know. It was there.
I imagine it was probably this morning. I didn't see anything after dark. I mean, he's gonna try and be smart enough. He's got another camera there. All of them, yeah. So they're probably gonna try and do it sneakily in the dark, and if they don't.
But you guys found the video earlier, though, right?
What's that?
You found the video earlier?
Oh, no, we haven't been able to see who did it.
This thing is.
Oh.
This camera is super slow to go through.
Anyone paying attention here?
Oh, they have no evidence.
had no clue
Hey, Bob.
who did it. Don't even have video evidence. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, but it was them. It was them, though. They did it. It was them. They did it. We know because, well, we know they did it. They had to did it. That's the target. So they did it. But how'd they do it? Because, you know, I don't think Robert's still laying on the ground there. They must have helped him up. Yeah, they must have helped him up, I guess.
He must have one of those life alert buttons.
Maybe he used like a dolly or something. Maybe yeah, maybe
I mean, that could be a possibility. I mean, you could use a nice little 4-wheel dolly and slide along the bottom. He wouldn't have to get up.
Yeah, a creeper. Maybe he used a creeper to be a creeper, guys.
Maybe.
I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. It wasn't Robert. It was me. I did it. I did it all.
But it was they.
I crawled on the ground. I chalked all over that goddamn wall. I was pissed off that it was all cracked and broken, and I did it all.
Did you have Chip and Dale in your pocket? Because it was they.
Yeah.
I did it all.
Oh, he did it all.
Every personality. I
He's
did them
taking
all.
responsibility. Now what?
They did it.
Isn't that amazing that a town will put so much time and effort into something as like chalking a sidewalk?
Well, did you catch the fact that she said flat out that they've been looking since yesterday to try and find that video? Like
And
they were
couldn't find it.
working on that for 2 days trying to find that video, and God knows how many more days they're going to have to try and work on that to get that video. I hope they save the video. I hope
And
it doesn't get overwrit because
spoiler,
it can suck when it goes into court.
Spoiler, she calls and says to the sheriff's department that she watched me, Robert, and 4 others out there chalking on video. But yet, when that cop was there was still no video. And that's why he asked, well, you guys saw the video, right? You already seen the video. You watched it, right? Oh, no, we didn't see it. We don't know who done it. Because Stephanie didn't get up to speed on Tyra's lie. See? So we have Tyra calling in and saying that she's seen the video of me, Robert, and 4 others out there chalking. Where's that video?
That's a bunch of shit.
So they couldn't find that video. They couldn't find the video this day of them chalking. But they were out there this morning until about 20 minutes ago. Conveniently, 20 minutes before the cops show up, like about the time they left the sheriff's department, they must have knew to leave, right? I mean, just saying, it's just kind of weird, but
Dude,
yeah.
if you guys are psychic,
Thing.
I mean,
yeah, it is.
I need some lottery numbers.
Yeah. Psychic. You just drink the water here, John. That's it. Psychic, not psychotic. My bad.
Hey guys, you're hitting 3 hours. I got to get out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, Vern.
Hey, it's good sitting talking to you guys, especially John. I hadn't talked to you for a while, so
Yeah, it was good talking to you, Vern.
Enjoy the day, Vern.
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
All right, bro. Later on.
Talk to you later. All right, bye.
That dang Vern, he could have been out here an hour and a half ago.
Right?
But got him. He got you, John.
He did.
He's not gonna let you live it down either. He got
Not at all.
You thought it was Adam.
I know.
I
will say this though.
Adam was in the basement, man. I think. I don't know. I think he might be in my basement.
I want to hear the conversation in the background that she had when she called from her office. I could hear parts of it. I'm wondering if I can get that cleaned up, because I want to hear what she's talking about in that back room.
Yeah.
I think
there's more than one camera angle there too, so we got both those cameras. So
yeah, I just think it's kind of funny because
we'll work on that one. Maybe I'll get you a link over there.
Well, I think it's kind of funny because if you like at the beginning, she's like, okay, when you all need to write statements. Well, wait a minute. How do you even know there was a crime committed?
Yeah. She's ready to write statements. They all were ready. No, they just had to sign their statements. The statements were already written, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I'm just going by what she said. I don't know. I'm just saying I didn't see no statements from any of those idiots, to be honest. But I'm just saying that's what she said. And I didn't see the cop take any statements from her before he left. But in her words, is she has the statements from these people. They just need to be signed, and we can get those to you.
Well, and I haven't even seen any statements, period, considering this case, other than one statement where supposedly somebody watched him chalk that stuff during the day.
No, watched him take a picture of the chalk.
Oh, watched him take a picture of
yeah. The statement watched him take a picture of the chalk.
That's right.
So
watched him just take a picture of the chalk.
Right. And he was admiring it. He was happy with it. So that means he had to have done it. That was their RAS, I'm guessing, because it was a warrantless arrest, guys. So yeah, that was their RAS to take in a disabled man. Some lady down the road there, she seen him taking a picture of it and admiring it. So he must have did it.
Must have.
So, yep. Yeah. That's it.
Must have.
I mean, you go and chalk and you end up with 4 charges, you know? So.
Well,
I'm quite surprised that they haven't gotten any charges on me yet. I'm just waiting for it though. There's been a few times. There's been a few times where I thought there was going to be a confrontation, but nothing happened. So I don't know. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for my charges.
They ain't over yet.
Johnson almost arrested you. He did not like you calling yourself a pussy bitch.
Yeah, you know, he also didn't like the fact that, you know, your cameras are never rolling when stuff happens to you.
Yeah.
But apparently they were.
Right. It's weird, ain't it?
It is very weird.
Well, listen, I don't generally take advice from a blind man, but hey, okay. I mean, supposedly he watched that video 3 times and still got the narrative wrong.
Yeah, he did. And Stephanie, Stephanie's statement was just awesome.
It was too compelling.
Robert and Avila came up to the truck. Like Robert and Avila are the same person.
Robert and Avila. Yeah, you gotta listen to that. It's Robert and Avila.
Oh my gosh. And her kid's face is all bloodied up. Well, maybe he tripped and fell.
It's because of her job with the town.
Know. She wasn't there. So
hold on.
Tripped and fell.
Hey, good. What's going on? Oh, you had an application this morning. How are you?
I'm all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
I just pulled into the commotion. We have everything on video right here. My son was just assaulted by Robert and good citizen because of my job. I want charges pressed on him. My son's face is all fucking full of cuts and shit. They came over here to put gas, and those motherfuckers are over there harassing them.
Who's your son?
Isaiah Coca.
How old is he?
He's 22.
Where's he at?
He's sitting in my husband's truck.
Okay.
They can't even come and put gas. We're being harassed by these motherfuckers every day. We have the video, guys.
So I guess
my son and husband came to put gas, and Robert and Avila approached me out the truck, running their fucking mouths. My husband got out, my son got out, and tried to break them up. It ended up being a big old altercation. But how many times can they harass us without you guys arresting them?
Okay, well, we need to talk to your son. He's 22.
Well, I'll clap him over here.
Hey, go get your son like we have. Shut up. What's going on, TJ? Bro. They tried to jump me today, these two right here. I bloodied the one up pretty fucking good, but I will defend myself.
Hey, McQueen.
Hey guys, is it too late for me to file charges for being offended and have her charged with disorderly conduct? Those foul words that were coming out of her mouth offend the shit out of me.
Yeah, but it's this town though. It's this town. It's an Aguilar thing. I'm in the wrong town for that, bud.
Well, I mean, we did have a premonition of this, John. Do you remember this? I know it's kind of small.
How dare he defend himself? But I'm going to tell you, we've told him from the very beginning, because the Cocas, you can go all the way back to our very first videos from the town, started attacking us. And we're lucky they didn't roll up on us, and all kinds of little special messages they sent to us. And we kept all those, John, even though, they deleted a bunch of them. Well, we have those archived. And, so we can show the history all the way back to day one with these guys. And we're supposed to be scared. Like that's the rule, John. You have to be scared. You should run when you see them. Right? You got to run. It's you know, that's how it goes. If you see them, run, or Mama Bear will get you.
I'm too old to run and too tired to bother.
But Mama Bear.
Yeah.
They'll get it pippin'.
They'll get it pippin'. Mobby.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we could thank our lucky stars that they didn't drive their truck through the Ace Hardware too, you know?
No shit, huh? Give it time. Give it time. He's just a little better drunk driver than her husband, you know?
I agree, probably.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah, but it's an Aguilar thing, so that's all there is to it, you know? It explains it all. Like, wraps it right up in a sentence. So, yeah. It is what it is. They're a bunch of funny fucks, you know? But what can you say?
You know, at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do. And like I said, I mean, I think that Johnson's going to have a hard time in Trinidad where, you know, even if he's right in a goddamn parking.
Nah, he's living large, man. He got a $10,000 a year pay raise.
Yeah, so did Demi. Demi got herself a little bit of a raise too from the sheriff's department, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but she went from sheriff's department to sheriff's department. Johnson went from a sheriff's department down to a police station, which technically they should be getting paid less than the sheriff's department. So how did he end up making more money going to the police department than being at the sheriff's department?
That's a good question. Who knows?
No,
he's a jumper. He's a jumper, anyways. So he's gonna just jump to the next lily pad. You know, this isn't his first or second lily pad, y'all.
No.
True. You know what I think is kind of funny about the whole situation, though, is him and Demi jumped at the same time, right? They jumped the same time within a 2-week frame of this incident.
Well, yeah, they were in so many different violations. It wasn't even funny. First of all, you had Johnson showing up on scene with no body cam footage. And if we continue on with the body cam footage that we got here, this is actually Apple's body cam, right? And this is her showing up on scene and talking to everybody. Johnson doesn't even have a body cam on. Apparently his wasn't working. So, and then Apple ends up giving Johnson her body cam and goes around and starts collecting a bunch of evidence without her body cam, which is against the Integrity Act here in Colorado. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're jumping ship so that way they don't get put underneath investigation for violating the Integrity Act and everything else that went on with, like, I don't know, the bad advice that Johnson was giving citizens and store owners and whatnot and so forth. I mean,
you mean the fact that he was agreeing with the fact that you guys should disappear within the next week or two, or the fact that there were threats being made in their presence and they didn't do anything about those? Or how about the fact that his body camera wasn't malfunctioning? It was that he didn't charge his body camera, because later on in the afternoon he was running his body camera when he was talking to you over the phone. So again, I requested the log for his body camera. There was nothing wrong with his body camera that day. He just didn't charge it, which means
Right.
he was in violation of the policy for having it charged and wearing it.
right.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, there's so many things that were wrong there. Not to mention the fact that if you look at it too, Demi Apple is taking statements in the background while he has her body camera. She's taking statements of witnesses or supposed witnesses, and there's nothing there because nobody knows what was said. Why? Because Johnson didn't have his body camera.
No, but again, they also like to go off of stuff that they don't know what was said either. I mean, the entire encounter was nothing but, hey, what did good citizens say to you? Not, what did you say to Good Citizen? And he clearly stated that he witnessed the video, he saw the video, then you could clearly see that they should have left. Like, they had all opportunity to leave.
Well,
he
go
ahead. I was going to say, he's not standing in front of the truck stopping them from leaving.
Well, here's my thing. If you watch the video back, they start to pull up, then they move back, then they pull up, then they move back. So clearly they had every ability, and they, whatever the case may be, they saw him come out and have a cigarette, whatever the case is, doesn't matter. They backed up. I mean, clearly, and again, you know, you just showed the Facebook thing, which kind of showed where things were going even before this incident. So again, it's one of those things.
Well, I mean, I guess it all depends on how you look at it. I mean, again, we've got Stephanie over here who makes multiple different statements about what happened. She has no clue because she wasn't even there. You know, like, there's just so many.
And it's the wrong town for that, buddy.
Oh, this is the wrong town for that. On top of it, you know, on top of it in there, you know, just to top it all off, just because she is who she is and she has absolutely no care whatsoever, she ends up blocking off 2 handicap spots because, you know, blocking off handicap spots is more important while they're out here yelling at people than anything else.
They've proven they have no concern for the disabled or elderly in this town. That's a fact, Jack.
Right? Like, I don't know how many times they keep going after the disabled in this town, because it seems like anybody that's disabled in this town, they just take advantage of, or they just roll over. It doesn't matter because those people feel like they can't do anything about it.
You know, I agree with that assessment. I mean, they pretty much made it clear that if you're disabled, they're going to walk right through you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's not just that. I mean, you've also got a whole bunch of other stuff.
Let's call tomorrow. Let me mess with her. I will.
Is it just you and her?
It would be tomorrow.
Wait, it's 3 of us?
No, it's call.
Not a chance.
So there's 2 versions on here. One's a little shorter than the other one. I made sure I got him going in the parking lot when they took the fuel.
Thank you.
And I made sure I got him when he left the parking lot.
Thank you, because that was actually Crystal, not accused or anything, but she only wanted to show the initial part. I'm like, it's not important because if you look at the whole video, you can see TJ walks directly to that truck.
Yes, 100%.
Not up and down like he said. So I'm like, we can't say what he said, but you can tell that he's clearly engaging. Yep. So that's why we're doing that there. It sounds like I don't know if this bad guy's been falling apart. We're constantly getting calls between these parties. They're claiming this, that, and the other. So if you're here and you see something happen in the public, please let us know. Okay. Is this here in between private property?
Yes.
Okay. Does it belong to the Ace or the Mercantile?
And guy owns both of these.
Okay. Would he have to be, and you're the head manager?
Yes, I'm the GM of both.
Okay, so actually you'd be more than willing to. Because we were talking about I got another call from a Lee Grace, or Lee Gary. Does that sound familiar? Oh, okay. He was saying TJ was out here calling his wife a bitch and this other stuff with this microphone. And as you know, TJ is a First Amendment auditor.
Yeah.
Claims that he can say whatever he wants without being touched. However, if it's public road, that is somewhat true. But if it's private and he's being trespassed, there's one route there. So keep that in mind. That.
Well, and my thing was I wanted to trespass him. I was hoping you guys would check him today.
Mm-hmm.
You would check him. I would trespass him.
Oh no, believe me, I know that's what a lot of people wanted to, and I understand that. But we have to.
No, I understand.
Especially being with him too, you gotta be careful. The lieutenant did give me the option if we wanted to, we could just cuff everybody, took them all down. I was trying to handle this the best I can. However, it sounds like he keeps getting out of control here.
So in case you missed it, you know, as long as if they arrested JP, but he's allowed to come back on the property. They didn't trespass him, but she was kind of hoping that we were going to get arrested. Or
right, and he never once asked, "Do you want JP trespassed?" Right, never once. Right. It's, "Do you want him trespassed?" Referring to me. Yeah. Never once the man that was arrested. Do you want him trespassed? No, it's me, the one who wasn't arrested. Weird how that works, huh?
Right.
Well, I gotta say, Johnson shouldn't be a cop. He should be a goddamn writer, because he writes the best fiction that anybody's ever seen.
Well, it ain't over yet. I mean, his story ain't over yet. Let's listen. This is only 2 minutes into this interview.
Well, apparently, I guess they left somehow, and he took Paul. He went with his bullhorn. He was with his bullhorn.
Yep.
And he hit his truck into the dent.
He
Hit his truck, the little white S10 that he drives.
Mm-hmm.
He went and hit it with the bullhorn and put a dent in it. Is what they were telling me. Because they came back down and they came and apologized to me. And I said, you guys pulled up to get fuel. You didn't do anything wrong. You don't owe me an apology. I appreciate it, of course. And then they were telling me since they just got out and everything, that's what he had done. They went down and had that bullhorn and he hit the truck and put a little dent. I guess they were going to come and file on that.
So we're actually heading there next because I'm wondering why they didn't call us.
Yeah.
Because we've had like 6 different children then.
I'm sorry, I can't even
Not your fault.
you guys.
It's worse here because of the way the city council's running things, the way the TJ's been able to basically run his mouth as much as he wants. There's a reason as to why it's so bad.
Yeah.
But we're limited because we're not acting as citizens, we're acting as cops.
Right.
So if we do certain things, we are held in a different light.
I know you got to watch
So,
piece make sure everything. I completely understand.
So, and that's why he at least got because he got a ticket too. He's part of that case for harassment, and that's why he was driving up down pissed off, is because he thought he was going to get scot free. But now you're clearly a part of this, dude.
So I guess he was at the mayor's house this morning, calling her a bitch on the megaphone first thing this morning. Is something I heard too.
Lovely.
You show up at my house. You guys are going to be arresting me. I know that. That's what's going to happen because I'm not going to tolerate it.
Yeah, no,
it's somebody needs to stand up or just say, man, you can't do this. Like I was at the meeting on the last Thursday one they had, and that was because they screwed with my liquor license. But I was there.
No, I just want to pause it there for a quick second. So, it's okay for people to stand up against us who haven't really done a damn thing except expose what's going on in this town, but they won't step up against the people that are taking advantage of this town and stealing from this town and stealing their tax dollars.
Yeah, but let's be clear. One of us uses violence. One side uses violence and one side doesn't.
Well, let's be even clearer, because she made a statement, the woman in the glasses that works at the Mercantile, that supposedly you were at the mayor's house that morning yelling on the megaphone.
Oh, well, that statement. Okay, I can clarify that statement, John. So that statement was us telling them happy fuck the cops day, and we ended up going by her house on the way home, and we told her good morning, bitch.
I did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Was that after this incident?
Good morning, Mayor bitch.
Yeah. Good morning, bitch. Yeah.
So it was after this incident.
Yeah, that was after this incident.
So why is that even being brought up? I'm lost.
Oh no, because it all ties in with it. Everything that happened since that incident, it's all a part of that incident.
And when they say we went by her house, like a block away from her house,
right?
We just happened to have a megaphone,
right?
So she could hear it at her house. Yeah. Oh well.
Well, it also doesn't. Well, I mean, it also doesn't help that she lives like right on Main Street. So, I mean, we got to go by her house to go up a street to go over to the other house. Like,
it wasn't meant for just for her. It was meant for all the bitches. Morning, bitches.
Morning, bitches. Yeah. So that's what that was about. But if you also noticed over here, she went to the meeting, and again, she's got no problem with people that are screwing with her liquor license. We're going to bring that one back up because they just recently had a vote on Ringo's liquor license, and that passed without a hitch. But you'll remember that when Erlinda came in, they tried to get their liquor license pulled because, they were selling liquor, not just beer. and they weren't selling liquor. They were selling malt liquor, the little shots, which their license allowed. But damn near took them to the point where their license was going to get pulled, screwed with their liquor license. That's okay. That's probably not a reason why they're going against us, because, you know, if you don't go against, if you go against the town, they might take your liquor license away. We can't do that. We can't take your liquor license away. No, not at all. Oh my God. So let's continue here, because I kind of want to play the majority of this. I think these need to start coming out so that way people can get a better understanding of what the concept here is behind the scenes in Aguilar.
And just the disrespect. You have your point. You think that it's legitimately a problem? Follow the procedures, have the respect, and do it right.
Yeah.
Nowhere playing this.
Well, that's how I know they're just tempting law enforcement to get them into a civil case, because if they were there to actually solve the problem, that wouldn't be happening. Exactly. They wouldn't be saying "fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." They're just rile the crowd to get a action. They're trying to see if law enforcement's going to take him in on stuff. Has nothing to do with them actually wanting to make the town better.
I agree 100%.
So, and
kind of like when Stephanie showed up. Because that was her husband and son, and she started going for him like that. I said, "Don't." There's already enough happening right now. I said, "This is what they want.
Yep.
They're angry for you to go at them. Don't get them."
They say, what I understand is that other party, the Joshua Lloyd, is not from here. He's from Arizona. TJ is not from here. He's from Michigan.
Exactly.
The only one that's the local is Robert Avila.
Yeah.
So I have no idea why they're even in this town. I'm assuming because, again, they get to get away with murder, essentially.
Why are they doing it for Garland and Alamosa as well? Is what
They claim, but I'd have to see a smaller one.
Yeah.
They don't come to our meetings down in Trinidad and the county. They don't act like that. TJ does send his guy down there to record it, but that's it. That guy's quiet the entire time recording it.
That's right. Yeah. We don't pay him to speak.
They know exactly what they're doing.
So it didn't help with the last mayor either. So that's why this mayor seems to be doing better. And I was like, well, she's doing her job, so you guys need to shut up. But because I was at that.
Yeah. You still got the gavel in her hand right there. That's part of the process. So
yeah.
If you're disrespecting at that point.
If she wouldn't have said two things in that meeting where she responded to the crowd and got upset, we would have been able to throw them out. Yeah. But she can't give it, because then I'd have to throw her out. So we actually do have orders to throw out council members as well.
Okay, you hear that? So they actually have orders to throw out council members as well. I would expect the same thing for employees that keep butting in and putting in 2 cents, that they don't belong to be putting in 2 cents if they're not willing to take the position that they're putting in the 2 cents on. I mean, we've got Stephanie over here that has no problem disrupting meetings, talking, during the meetings, interrupting and trying to correct and whatnot.
Well, and just follow the procedure. Didn't you hear the lady? You just need to follow the procedure. If you want information, you just query request it. To make an ordinance, there's a procedure, a first, a second, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you just follow the procedure. You see, you dumb bitch. The problem is we follow the procedure. They don't. So then what? I wonder how that works out.
But we're in the wrong.
It's funny that the same person that's complaining here is the same person who constantly gets into shouting matches with Vern and claims harassment when she's screaming at him.
Right.
It kills me.
Right. But God forbid if they remove her. Don't remove a person that's sitting there disrupting the meeting. But then again, we've also proven here within the last couple of meetings that we didn't show up to that it's all right to speak up in the meeting, as long as you're not GCM or you people or
we've proven
Shelby
that
or
over and over now, multiple people out of turn or all that, and it's okay. It's only just a certain group of people, selective, that aren't allowed to speak.
And the other funny thing too is you know, supposedly with the whole thing with Robert too, is they're trying to say that Robert shouldn't be attending these meetings. Well, it's a public meeting, and even the judge can't tell Robert he can't attend a public meeting because he has a voice in that meeting. So for them to try and sit there, and the mayor did this before with Robert and brought that crap up in a meeting, you know, maybe the mayor should go back and look at how the law is written and try and obey the law instead of violate it.
Right. Hey, West Side. I mean, we pointed out that there should be a lot of things happening here, John, that we just can't understand why they're not happening. I think at this point we're just documenting the downfall of a town because they refuse to do what's right. I mean, I don't know how this town is going to prosper the way that they keep going. I really don't. But we've said this, I don't know, 3 years ago as well. So let's continue on just a little bit more. I mean, this has only been 5 minutes of this conversation. Just a little bit more.
So they have to
bite their tongue.
Exactly.
They just mouth shut.
Yep.
That's what I see. They're just egging. And I've been one of those, the egg, and I go right for you.
Yeah.
I got that little switch. But then sit back and watch this. Guys, you're giving them what they want. Stop. Do your business, handle it. Then things can work out.
No, they're not giving us what we want. And that's the surprising part, right, John? Right, good citizen, is they're not giving us what we want. This is what they think that we want. They think that we want a physical confrontation. They think that we want to egg people on. And I mean, we kind of are egging people on, but it's to egg the people to actually stand up and have their counsel do right. So they're not doing what we want. We want them to do right, like how it's supposed to be, right, John? Like we the people, right?
You would think, and that's the funny part too, because you know, again, these are the people that are supposed to work for you, and instead, what they're doing is they're weaponizing the sheriff's department, they're weaponizing the DA, and they're trying to use them against the people who put them in office. And these people, especially this lady here, is a prime example of, you know, that what is it, Stockholm syndrome? You know,
right?
Enjoy your captor,
right? Like I don't get it. Like I don't see. Did somebody play an Uno reverse card on this fucking town? Because it just seems like everything is just backwards in this town. I gotta tell you.
Just keep going back and forth. It's going to be this for the rest of our lives. I can't take much more of this. It all seems to happen here.
Yep. It's the local communal grounds. Let's see here. But you are welcome to trespass them at any time.
Okay. Well, I called my owner today, and he kind of said we're switching. He wanted to be neutral. It's kind of in that process of. That's where I was hoping if he had got arrested, then I could have, it's part of the problem. Boom, I can do it, and it all makes sense. If I just go, hey, you're trespass, you're causing grief, I'm going to be the next vlog. I'm going to be on all the videos.
Well, there you go. Again, she admits it again that, as long as we would have gotten arrested, we would have gotten trespass, or at least GCM at the point in time. Right? And Robert. Because you got to include Robert in that aspect. Because if Robert would have gotten arrested, I'm pretty sure they would have trespassed Robert as well. I didn't show up until after the fact. So, I mean, they just didn't get all three of us on the same day. That's all.
You can't say Johnson didn't try, though.
Yeah, you can't say he didn't try. I don't think he was too happy once I started filming. So, but again, here we go. You've got the person that manages the mercantile and the Ace Hardware over here sticking up for criminals, the ones that jumped out of their truck, the ones that went hands-on, the ones that beat up on somebody, the ones that are starting and threatening people on, multiple different bases. We're going to stick up for that.
Kind of got to play it. And like I told people, like, Stephanie doesn't want afraid to come in. I said, call me. I'll give her my personal number. I'll deliver to you guys for one if you're afraid to come. I don't want anybody afraid to come in my store.
Oh, she'll deliver to him too. Don't forget that. She'll deliver to him.
Free delivery.
Yep. Free delivery.
Free delivery.
I said, but if you want to come down, call me. I can slide in the back door. If they start their shit and I've got it on record, I can walk out there and say, done, you're gone.
And play them at their same game.
Call you guys and trespass.
You can play them at the same game. You can record them all day long. There's nothing that says you can't. So this is my card on the back is our case number.
Okay.
So if there's anything else pertaining to it, you can call dispatch and let them know you have information. They'll either send you to my email or my to my voicemail, or they'll send you to the deputy on shift. You can also just send stuff straight to my email regarding that.
Okay.
Because I have a big report to type up on this to try to place all parties. We're going to go follow up with the Isaiah people now, or the Coca parties now. So, yeah, if you know these guys, just don't engage in them. You know, the community's going to have to stand together to fight this guy.
Yeah.
To get him to do it. There's no longer an agency name. Now it's each individual cop for themselves.
Yeah.
So if we choose to charge certain things, everyone's going to wash our hands of us, and now we have to justify why we did certain things. So we are on the side of caution because we like our jobs.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But he absolutely is disrupting people. He absolutely is disrespecting. I would argue if people kept better records, he'd have a whole lot more harassment charges as well. But nobody writes stuff down and nobody calls us.
Okay.
So.
I'll make sure.
No, hold on a second. Nobody calls them. They
probably don't know the number.
They probably don't know the number. I mean, it's a very hard number to remember. But again, like he said at the very beginning, that all he gets is calls, back and forth, calls.
Yeah, it's falling apart.
It's falling apart.
He can't keep his story straight to save his life. Dummy.
And then it's illicit trespass. Just keep soliciting it. Just keep soliciting it. Just keep soliciting it. Oh, man.
Nope. You know what I mean?
It's clearly getting out of hand, though.
No, yeah.
So
he finally grew, and it's going to be a matter of time before somebody something else happens.
Yep.
So, no, I completely understand. So, yeah, I'll keep a better eye on any little incidents. I'll just start. I'm good at writing it down. I'm one of those. I keep good records. We used to own a bar and everything, so we were always.
Sweet.
You definitely gotta keep your records and make sure you got all the facts right.
Get all your facts right. I'll write everything down. But she's not mentioning that about John Paul or anybody else. She'll write everything down about you know who.
You know what's disturbing about this is the deputy right in front here, right? Demi is not saying a goddamn word because she knows all this is wrong, right? And instead of speaking up, she's allowing this to happen.
Well, I've noticed that in this video too. Is she doesn't really make any facial expressions or whatnot or so forth. She does talk to Johnson here a minute because Johnson is just so exhausted from working all the time. Just so exhausted. He's tired. He's tired of it all.
Before I can't remember your name. No. Paula? Okay. I think there was a case that you had around the Ace Hardware I dealt with once.
I've had a few of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So.
Let me get my business card for you.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Give me 1 second.
I'm still recording.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sick and tired. Like legitimately, like I'm actually like sick and tired. Not
sick and tired.
Yeah.
Big man, baby.
This way. I'll be right back.
No. 510 East Cedar is the other one, I believe. I think so. Yeah, this town could be really pretty too. I think this town could be really pretty too. Oh God. That's a nice looking Chevy. They brought the ZR2 badge back. That's awesome. Awesome, thank you.
Oh, thank you. My cell phone number's on there if you guys ever need anything. And I'm just waiting for this message. When I get the right moment.
Okay.
That's my
Because, and that's the thing too, is how do I say this? So you don't need a reason to. You can flat out say, I just don't want this person on my property. There's that. The other thing you got to be careful with, though, is that if, let's say, you're not here, but your cashier says it's okay, it overrides that trespass. So that's the other issue, is you want to make sure everybody's on the same thing.
Okay.
We have to document it. We have to go get his signature, which I'm sure he won't sign, but we'll have to go inform him of it. We add it to dispatch. So then if he comes in, and I can already tell you right now, he's going to walk right on that sidewalk. Once we do that. So,
It'll be parked right across the street.
yeah, but at least he can't come here, and there'll be something. But yeah, if that's something that you guys decide to go with, I'll talk to the owner and see if he wants to. We can more than do it at any point.
Okay,
So just
I'll talk to him because my goal is truly getting him out of here.
yeah, he's the one that's always involved in almost everything we do, but he doesn't. He's smart. He knows now how to cross certain lines. Today he did, but usually he's smart enough to try to get away with it, and a lot of people.
Usually you're smart enough, GCM, but I don't understand how you were getting away with anything. What'd you do?
I robbed the bank in town.
You know, I think it's funny. I think it's funny that baby Huey is sitting there making assumptions of what you're going to do.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. What I will do. He thinks he's got me figured out.
You lawsuit seekers.
Yeah. That's what we do.
Remind me again.
We just bait them into lawsuits. Ain't that pretty much what he says, right?
That's exactly what he said. And remind me again, how many have you filed?
Right. And he thinks I need to be arrested to sue him. Is he that dense?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me go through my paperwork here. Hold on. There's a file. You ready? Nothing. Okay. There's a file. Oh, wait, that's nothing. Wait, that's nothing. That's all the lawsuits we filed. Nothing. Oh, you gotta love it, right? You gotta love all those lawsuits that we filed on the town.
Yeah, they are unbelievable, aren't they?
Right?
You guys made a killing on those lawsuits, man.
I know we're banking it over here, John. I mean, God, you can't get no better than this town. They just keep raking in the money for us. So wait, yeah. They just keep raking in the money for us, John.
Don't worry, Sursa will pay for it.
Well, I'm still waiting on Sursa's check. Where's Sursa's check?
It's in the mail.
Oh, okay.
Just doing our job.
Yeah, they had Tyra working there. She mailed it out for you.
Right? That's what I thought. I thought I didn't have to do any paperwork for this. All I thought I had to do was go to Minda stuff and then they just pay me. Isn't that how this works?
Well, if you're Johnson, that's the way it works, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Yep. Seems like they washed their hands of that Grande Johnson. Yep. He didn't make it long after this call.
Well, I don't think that they got rid of him. I think he left. But yeah, he left. They didn't get rid of him.
Of course.
Well,
walked right out. He says, I'm tired of having to charge this body camera. I'm out of here.
Technically, he resigned.
Technically. I guess that's the technical version of it.
Yeah. Makes you wonder, though. Like I said, 2 weeks after this incident, him and Demi Apple just kind of hit the bricks.
Well, I mean, if you actually saw the rest of that body cam footage, which is about an hour and 20 something minutes long, I mean, we can't really go through it on this show. I mean, not all the way completely, not on this show. I was thinking about releasing it so everybody can actually see what transpired after the fight that day. I don't know. I'm working on it, John. I think that we're gonna do
after the fight. They had buckets of windshield washer fluid and brooms. That was after the fight.
Again, I just, it's crazy. You get a cop that comes up with his own narrative, and then actually puts pen to paper with the same narratives that he was giving everybody. Not what he was being
and
told.
then 10 days later changes his narrative.
Yeah, but it took days to do it. You would think after watching the video that day 3 times in a row, one after the other, that he would have been able to decipher what was what and who was going where.
Well, the bias was already set. I mean, the bias was already set during a certain incident that happened there while I was recording, and he didn't like it. And Good Citizen schooled him, but apparently we don't know our CRSs and we don't know what the hell we're doing. So yeah, I think that kind of contributed to the fact that contributed to that fact.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that the people that didn't know the CRSs clearly knew it better than he did.
You would think, John, right? You would think. But I mean, in my own words here, we'll go with my own words.
You're fine to keep recording, so it doesn't really matter. Because he's the press. Because he's the press. This is his work. It doesn't matter. We're not going to get into it.
Oh, I skipped it.
Yeah, that's what made John Paul jump out, which is weird. The cigarette's sitting right there on the ground. See, I was standing like where the front of that car is, right? And they're at the pump. I come out and have my cigs. Sometimes I walk back and forth or whatever. You can't smoke in front of the door, and you can't smoke at the pumps. You know what I mean? Right. So I was just finishing.
Was anything? Did you say anything to them while you were walking?
No, they said something to me.
Okay.
Stop recording me. I'm a pussy bitch. Stop recording me until I disappear.
You better
stop it.
Stop recording me, John. I'm a pussy bitch, John.
No cameraing me.
No camera in me. I'm a pussy bitch. I bet you they thought that I would never release that. I bet you they thought I'd never release that clip. But we'll go back into it here and we'll show you why Johnson wasn't too happy here.
That's what the kid told me.
Isaiah?
That's when John Paul decided he was going to do something. He tried to do something at first, and Isaiah was like, no, and tried to hold him back in the truck, and then he still hopped out and come put his hands on me.
Okay.
So.
All right, well, we're going to keep doing our guessing. So right now, like I said, you're still welcome to record stuff, but because there's 2 parties that are at odds, don't rile them up. That will.
Okay.
Thank you. Right. That's all. Normally you're protected by that, but because right now what's going on?
I know. Man, normally you're protected by that, but don't call yourself a pussy bitch when 2 other people have an altercation going on.
Or else.
It's riling them up.
Wow.
Riling them up that you called yourself a pussy bitch.
I'm curious what or else would have been.
Well,
was going to do? Write you for disorderly and harassment too?
Probably, and I'm almost betting that he really wanted to at that point in time, but he was more focused on trying to get GCM on stuff. Like, I mean, it is very apparent in this body cam that they are gunning for GCM to get some sort of charge.
Not so much her. She's like, oh well, they started it. They did this, they did that, right? Like she was the lowest on the totem pole, so they didn't really listen to anything she even had to say. So, but yeah, the other 2 most definitely.
Right.
You know what the funny part is? Here's the funny part. You're defending her right now, and I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum with her, because to me, she watched the same video that Numbnuts watched 3 times and said he was defending himself, right? Told him that you were defending yourself, and he still did that, and she didn't say a word.
Yeah, but just the same as how the lieutenant let him write me a ticket.
That's
it was his call, so she didn't have a reign over that. It was all him. He's the one that signed his name to the ticket as well. So she didn't have a discretionary point at all. Like, she couldn't do anything. And the lieutenant could have. The lieutenant could say, "Hey, I'm taking the reins here. I'm in charge now on the scene." But you people got confirmation that he was not in charge on the scene. This was 100% Johnson's scene.
Yep. Yeah, I did a complaint, and I was told via email back that the lieutenant there had nothing to do with the case. It wasn't his case. He was just there as backup assistance. So therefore, anything that happened on that case, he cannot be held liable for.
Which is kind of funny, because if I remember correctly, the lieutenant agreed with Johnson with you guys disappearing. So,
right.
I don't know how that's not a violation of their policy, but hey, what do I know?
Well, and the lieutenant said, "Well, you can throw them all in jail if you want."
Right. And then on top of that, it's okay for them to be rolling around with one body cam footage. So he gave them the permission to be running around with one body cam, and he was supposed to be there documenting everything else. But yet you still had Apple out there collecting evidence without a body cam, this, that.
Right.
I mean, if he doesn't have anything to do with the case and whatnot and so forth, and he can't be held liable, then why is he giving orders, directives, and permissions?
And summons.
Oh, yeah, and he issued the summons. Let's not forget the summons. He issued that for Johnson as well. So how is he not a part of this case?
Kind of could make an argument for that now, couldn't you now?
Well, and I asked how he wasn't a part of the case. And basically I was told that, he was just there as assistance. He was just there as backup. So anything that happened on that case is not a part of him, and he has no liability to anything that happened on that stop or that case or that incident.
So you're telling me that he was okay with them arresting John Paul, right? Because I would assume that he was called there because of the arrest that was being made. The lieutenant would have to say, "Yeah, okay, take him in."
No, he got called in because everybody was yelling at each other and it was getting heated. That's why he called. Is everybody he was yelling at everybody and it was getting heated, so he called for backup. That's the original reason why he showed up.
Okay. Great story.
Right? I mean, this is what we're dealing with out here. I mean, but then again, not but a week or two after, we end up doing a random records request. John did a random record request with Benton County, and we end up seeing Apple's name on the roster, and we're like, wait, what the fuck? What is Apple doing over in Benton County? Like, what happened with that? How is she doing that? How is she working for 2 sheriff's departments at the same time? And then I did my records request, and I got, well, those 2 people are no longer involved with the sheriff's department, and so therefore nothing can be done to them, because I was going to ask them. I made my complaint and I asked them what would be done about this, and they pretty much told me nothing, because they've already left the department and went over to different departments. So kind of crazy, right?
You're under investigation. Quick, leave. Stops the investigation, right?
Jumpers.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it goes even deeper than that, though, too. So, yeah. It's everywhere, though, right? Especially over here. They'll just shift them around, move them around. It's all good. You know, because we're not suing them, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if suing them would actually make a difference. Like, I don't even think that would make a difference at this point if we did even put a lawsuit against them.
No, but that was the joke. You know what I mean? Because that's all we do. You know?
Right.
Well, far be it for me to say anything and tell you what to do, but maybe Johnson needs to be, maybe he does need to be taken to task like that, because again, he was working for the sheriff's department when this all went down. I mean, who knows? Let's see how it plays out at the end. I mean, you never know. Maybe there's something there. Maybe there's something not there. Who knows?
Well, maybe I got a year of court like Robert.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, at the end of the day.
Me and Robert got the exact same charges.
Yeah.
Like how odd is that? Robert chalked and I defended myself is what they claim, and both of those are chargeable offenses.
Well, to be fair, Robert allegedly chalked.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. That's what they claim, and same as they're claiming my charges. You know,
right?
So,
and with Robert's, maybe it's me, but he got charged twice for the same thing on both of them, and you know. Again, I'm no attorney, but that seems like double jeopardy to me. But what do I know?
With no statements, no video, no evidence.
No evidence.
It was them. They did it. But yeah, it was Robert. Like, come on, man. Well, and then they do have like a video of Robert chalking, and it's like him out there chalking, probably like for the Ludlow Memorial or something like that. He wrote on the wall to remind everybody of the Ludlow Memorial coming up. And yeah, like I don't know what they're thinking, but they got him on all those charges, you know, and they think they're gonna shut us up.
Oh boy.
Yep. Shut him up. Get him out of town.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but we're going on 4 hours.
Oh yeah, well, 4 hours. I've got something set up. We'll shut it down. We'll shut it down for the day. And
all right, you're trespassed.
It's been a while.
You're all trespassed.
No mercantile for any of you.
You're all trespassed. Damn it.
But just don't tell my clerk that, man, so that guys can come back. Okay.
Right on. Right on.
Oh well, I'm gonna refer back to Vern's question back here. What some people ask us why we do it, and here we go. Oh no, that's not it. I fucked it all up. That's it. All right, everybody have a great day.
All right, later, guys.
Why do you do it?
Later, folks.
Why? Why get up? Why keep fighting? Believe you're fighting for something, for more than your survival? Can you tell me what it is? Do you even know? Is it freedom or truth? Perhaps peace? Could it be for love? Delusions, Mr. Anderson, vagaries of perception. Temporary constructs of a feeble human intellect trying desperately to justify an existence that is without meaning or purpose. And all of them as artificial as the Matrix itself. Although only a human mind can invent something as insipid as love. You must be able to see it, Mr. Anderson. You must know it by now. You can't win. It's pointless to keep fighting. Why, Mr. Anderson? Why? Why do you persist? Because I choose to.
You're all trespassed, especially AFA.
It ain't no friend. Every step you're taking
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for hanging out. If you've been with us the whole time, that's awesome. If you just jumped in or whatever, you've been jumping in and out, thank you again. If you're coming in late and you're rewatching this, thank you again. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe on both those channels. Good Citizen, you people. Oh, wait, we can't forget John. Go to John, too. Yeah, go to John.
All your stiff little fingers keeping score. You ain't got nothing to cling to anymore. No. You lost your feet while spinning round, running circles on hollow ground. All your plans seem to hit the floor, with all the losers that you take, wondering why you beg for more.